This makes me wish I had some cat. No, it's probably the wrong country, but I'm cool.
Oh, flying coco.
With the music together with the car. Yeah. And the orange jumpsuit, yes. Don't worry, we're gonna put like t-shirts or something over the seats. So we take the t-shirt off and wash it. Gotta buy a specially fitted plastic vials, fume-free, whatever that shit is called. Buy plastic. Those are good.
Lero bakoniko posta posta bana bolingo mama na koniko tanga nikolo na misapie nabo nika pasakana na sokonyo ya dio nika sonyo polo moni manyo ezoki mana yo
I think it's the music of this is for the next fucking. Twice. I'm trying to pull it up on the phone to save the trouble of doing it. Why would you not put the Grilde programs on the same fucking page as the Écoutez en ligne? It's the July? Oh, okay. It says July. We're on the right side. I didn't realize it. It was June. No, we must have been looking at June before. I would have noticed it because it says it on the top of the Nice music.
La música de mi vida hace llover, venga a bailar que yo canto, hace llover, la música de mi vida. That's what I thought. I thought
103.0. You don't do. Whoa, you use all 10 decimal places in your FM? We don't do that here. They have 103.0 and 103.5 in the same country. That's not right. It should be 5, 3, and 1, or 2, 4, and 6. I thought that was a rule somewhere. That didn't. What was I attempting to do? If I press the play button now and that is gone, should it revert back to this? No, it won't. Why would it? Play, but only if paused. It was paused.
Not in the ass, one bad move, then you get your ass kicked. I'm not in the mood, so repeat sketch.
I should have bought like 10 more.
One knock, two knock, three knock, four. No, what's there, so I'm coming in total. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. I'm not scared, so I'm coming in total. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. No, what's there, so I'm coming in total. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. I'm not scared, so I'm coming in total. I don't knock, I don't pick locks. I kick doors down and let go shots. Call me hot shot, real life nightmare. And the S, I make niggas cry gangster tears. No alcohol, no beer. Like Freddy, I'll kill you in your nightmares. Where the cash at? Where the stash at? Fuck around, we gon' find where your girl's at. She's in the strip on the floor like the doormat. Brick and break the blue sky, cause you know you whack. Cool dogs, let's even think.
I can see my weather station. I give a fuck about the girl across.
This ain't fiction. We taking over rap. One clip, two trips, three
They're
trips.
singing the footage when they shit across the street. I'm gonna block off my view. Color man right still.
Bulldog, nigga, 6 bloods on the floor. Booyah! One, two, one, three, four. No, what's there, so I'm coming in total. One, not two, not three, not four. I'm not scared, so I'm coming in total. One, not two, not three, not four. No, what's there, so I'm coming in total. One, not two, not three, not four. I'm not scared, so I'm coming in total. Coming in total. No matter what, by the window, by the door. Yeah, speaking on the lock for the door. That's for sure, cause we know what you got on the stove, on the table, and your money's in the box. So I'm picking on the lock, going through the door, blasting. No move, not in the ass. One bad move, then you get your ass kicked. You're not in the mood, so the peach gas. You see the eyes of the roof, and I hope you see it. Cold those around, so your ass is frozen. Roof, motherfucker, now you about to get defeated. My bad, too bad, you the one who chose it. I know we able to give no options, not more made for a man on a mission. It's not a good dream or a bad situation, more like a nightmare. You a hard victim. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. No, what's there, so I'm coming in total. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. I hope not scared, so I'm coming in total. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. No, what's there, so I'm coming in total. One knock, two knock, three knock, four. I hope not scared, so I'm coming in total.
Six. Right. Hey, if 5 went down, how did 6 come back? What just happened here? Press play, didn't it?
I'll show you one time, force you to learn.
I'ma show you one time to force you to learn. Then it's over for you clowns and you forfeit your turn. Torture and burn, kill with no remorse or concern. I put your ashes on a medal and a porcelain urn. Court is adjourned, only bids handed out, no speaking. You better watch your step, cuz no sleeping. But your goons in a hot whip, slow creeping. Hopping out, masked up, the flow decrease. These ain't cats that blasted for no reason. They ride for the cause, blasted the Mohicans. Blast of a dying breed, you don't wanna die and bleed. You will perish finally if you see the iron squeeze. Time to leave, shit is gonna get mucky. No miracles, you ain't gonna get lucky. It isn't gonna play like that. You gon' stiff and you gon' stay like that. Lay right flat, you gone. Bah, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive, you gone. Bah, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive.
This shit waiting for the rush. Keep the 40 tuck. Talking about you let the 40 ball nigga story up. Corner high phone tap. Follow home. Police watching. 10 drop pins. Talking hoes that be street walking. A deep option is to get the beat popping. A peace offering went to saying rest in peace often. Sleep copping 6 feet. Death is a must. Arrested and cuffed. Prison bride next is a bust. The road cold but the paper keep us warm in the night. With North Face bottle A's but we pouring the light. Tunnel vision, eyes knock. All I see is a dollar. Piece of shit in the mirror. All I see is my father. Fuck him. The game got us all twisted in the hurricane. Lost my mind when the crop came and the murders came. To all my niggas getting bread on the grind. There's no bail when you're locked doing federal time.
You gone, bah, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive, you gone, bah, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive. I challenge any motherfucker to come harder than me and Graham.
We slam, empty the clip until I see a land.
All out, empty the strip. People fleeing
I
rain.
need a plan, triple beam.
Yo, yeah. You already know. Yeah.
I think we're gonna be honest, everyone's expectations. I mean, like, I wouldn't feel like this if we never had so many people trying to stop us.
2 shots of Ray, your nephew over Bruce blasting. Frozen glass, Tropicana passion, it's me and mine. Relaxing, 2 poles passing and laughing. Taste the hash in the split. Shit, you're gonna get super bliss. Give me a super blue, my nostrils in my lips. I'm trying to get high and crisp. Said it's Friday, your day off. Ride with me, let's get lost. If we can find the time, it's hard to find. But now I'm on my grind. You're on your 9 a.m. Working hard like a strong woman you are. Never dishing for another brother, part of my squad. Your company alone keeps my dick hard on. When we fuck, I don't not tell you want me to come. When we shop, we don't stop till the cars are run. When we talk from the heart, we understand each one. Gotta stand each one and live as one. Yeah.
He said, long story short is, the 51 division called out and said, not tell how this band to perform tonight, that you should expect a shooting or some violence to happen at the show. You'll have the whole region part of these months kids coming out, and we're going to send up undercovers from 14 to 15.
Yeah, my boy said, okay, fuck it, we're gonna go chip rap right in the open, right next to where the cops are normally.
Street talk from the heart. They miss the sense of direction. That's the right love. Point blank, we all thugs.
Mr. Club owner, you owe us a fucking fee for not showing up.
It feels good to be a family man.
It's double the fucking show fee.
Buckle up for the ride. 240s, 2 matches, spit 4 5s. Hit them if they switch sides. Fuck them if they dick ride. Fuck them if they dick ride.
Oh, everybody thinks it's the club, the front door, the plastic car. I don't know where the fucking offices
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to hold back what we're trying to do.
Yeah, these buildings out here
So
are
we gotta
all
flex the
funny,
last
lined up
one
funny.
until the next on 20s. Let's not forget some
The
kids'
places
money.
used to
Cause
be
that's a small
renovated
crowd
and
in front of the
moving
burger.
to. I've been
Trying to get
smoking
the
weed
grip.
on back
I had that life
to
what Mace was murdered. Ever heard of 700 off on a bus?
you would come to the hood, make money off this, so that's what we're gonna do.
Voice the past that building. Please listen to my demolition. Game in the game, demolition. But don't get it twisted. I'm just reminiscing on the good old days before you cross the street. Nigga, look both ways. Two-faced, got a snake talk smiling. Snake talk smiling.
You wanna arrest me for doing nothing? Yeah.
All the chicks that look at
Yeah. Please don't forget about hate, still needs a help. Just a little could help a mother out, so she could put food in the baby's mouth. Just a little could help a father out, so he could rebuild his house. It's crazy. Every family needs a home with drinking water. Let's get it together. Food, clothing, and shelter. But these type of disasters, we need our own umbrella. Cause the system looks like they're controlling the weather, but not the raindrops on poor blocks. The pain never stops like the sound of gunshots.
You don't wanna notice that shit?
You know the message.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, we're all fucking crazy.
Sweep under the rug, spreading some of that Toronto love across the globe.
Nothing
Never
but slugs
forgetting
for
where
you,
I'm from, cause the homeless die in the cold.
And the
In
rest of
old
y'all can rolled up
Canada,
and run.
shout out to the natives living on the
Open the
reserves
lake,
to
no
this
graves,
day.
dog.
The land is yours truly. If we didn't take a trip to Norco Bay, they could have fooled me. To think my nigga Chief was in the know. He was cool with all my niggas. But he always said he didn't like none of my hockey friends. Back then I didn't understand his problems. But nowadays I wanna try and help him solve them, blood. Blood. I just wanna let go.
The orange runs with late orange. I don't give a fuck what you think it does. Because I'll kill you, your mother, your brother, and your cousin. Your father, fucking. Brother, killers, pay, fucking.
See, I'm a black star representing black art, black cars, black laws, black cars, black everything. Back off, we tryna get back strong, back on, black militants, all black everything. All black everything. All black everything. Native on black is fear and hate. So I might wear black for a year straight. I'm in some really black jeans, I might go black son. That kid is not his son, was Michael's black son. Under a white blanket, we've been relaxed on. But I'm the black red man, time for some action. Check out my black poker face, I pulled the race card. I'm like a fucking black cat, I'm in their face guard. Yeah, I'm running for my race, I'm Usain Bolton. Breaking these records and T.O. is my main focus. Yeah, we right above that New York state of line in Toronto, Canada. I'm right behind Drake and line. Yes, the next best you never had, but enough of that. My
It's
city
Toronto,
gave me everything,
Ontario,
I'm
and
giving
the second
something
one
back.
in the
So
state.
many black cultures, making so many links from small town to big town. You see it black every I'm a black star representing black art, it's all black everything. All black everything. All black everything.
They say my skin color as a color don't exist though. The lucky
keep it ashy like the knuckles on the fists of my people. Black fist to the sky, we still waiting for black intelligence. Black fist to the sky, we not have a black president. But we are pulled by the strings of a white man and all that black talk irrelevant. I make it hard for the other side to mess with me. Ain't no
like when a
testing me,
guy like
listen,
me
I'm so
says
blacker
it.
than pepper seed. Joe Black, no Brad Pitt, when they got spit in the name of my blackness. I solemnly swear to keep a nigga like a black face. I will not place last in this rat race. How you blackface and never ran a lap in your black race? Yup, that's a look of disgust on my black face. They still pulling me over cause of my black face. Asking for ID, gotta make sure my info match with attached to their screens. And now my record is clean. You ain't smell no weed. Why you further feel the need to why question me? Like where I'm going, where I've been, who there? When I come along to the song, Mr. Officer, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck with the law. It ever says first of all, since I'm
Black laws, black laws, black laws, black everything.
fuck you,
Black
man.
off, we tryna get black strong, black on, black militants.
You rolling up on me doesn't mean I have to put out my cigarette and my thing at you. You can't have both of them. Fuck you. Get out the car and do something.
A Black Panther, looking
won't
for
be
black
there.
cancer, strapped with a black 9-hand trigger, no hammer. And that's the blam blam ya. Is that the answer? Black on black crime kills more than fucking cancer. But I'll be damned if I lay under a dirt blanket, burn me the black ashes and scatter me back on this earth. Watch my rebirth is even worse. Cursed like black magic, black clouds forever over me. All black petite, black tips cover my feet. Black smoke out my lungs make my cycle complete. Yeah, that's me, gangster to the teeth. They don't make them like this no more. All black to the core, black stallion, running the streets. 1 foot like Kunta Kinte, I can't see you passing me, B.
See, I'm a black star.
Time's up. Wow. Stop that.
Representing black cars, black cars, black laws, black cars, black everything.
I don't know what I was
Black
expecting,
laws, we
but
tryna
time's
get
up.
black
So
strong, black on, black militants, all black everything. All black everything. All black everything.
it would make more sense for the camera to be on this side of this a little bit. The default's to the left, so I'm gonna leave it on the left. That's another little glitch when I go back to the copy service. No, there's something not adding up right.
Got me trapped on murderous blocks,
24
murderous rock, a
hours.
murderous plot, murderous spot.
23 hours
Reach
zero,
your park
24
house and
hours
murder them
zero.
blocks. Killings
Zero
allowed
hours,
unless you murder them.
24 hours.
Gives a fuck about dead niggas, but they
I've
fail.
never seen it
Baby
in this
mama said you
24
a fucking man. Playing all them shorties close, trust me, man. Cats
Right,
died over
that's
bitch
what the
shit,
schedule
fried
does,
over
but I'm
bitch
trying to
shit.
read.
Got
That's why I'm
knocked, get caught, lying over bitch shit. Still trying to flip shit. Damn, all I really think about, get chips, rolls for nothing. Block clock, Ben, get rich, fuck those frontin'. Cats died for less, block chop, straight shot, moms died stress. Road continues, keep gas, fuck a vest. Niggas hoes I've been through, deepest roads I've been through, creeping low like men do. In the end, 9 out of 10 lose. Path is tight, gas and nice, cracking dice. Blink fast, you can pass your life. So I don't really think about
Although the dragon jeans, whatever the fuck they're called, motorcycles, please let me.
Me striving for something, me riding and dumping, me down with nothing, see survive my suffering, that's insane.
Coming on the mic, bro. I don't know how long I'm gonna live this. Oh, alright. Play it. Okay. Uh-oh. You tell me you're not gonna keep that playing? What the fuck? How did the icon disappear? The motherfucker. Okay. Oh. 33. Should be 22. So it's not 20. Okapi service is that what date to hold on? Hold on. Does it start on Monday or Tuesday? That one's just Flash music. Oh, that. Flash. Flash music. Monday. What the fuck? Fuck you, Monday. I don't know why the music stopped playing. If I press the music button, not why. Music has stopped. Open again. Close that. Okay. Close this because I'm not looking at this anymore. I'll try this once. No, I won't. Motherfucker, this one fucking thing. I can see music right there. You're gonna play this game.
5h33 minutes, il faudra passer voir votre mixologiste pour voir quel cocktail pourrait accompagner ce remix de George Michael, Careless Whisper. C'est avec DJ Darky chez MDDJ. Ça continue en musique avec Birdie sur T-shirt.
Qu'est-ce que c'est ça, bullshit? If you're gonna play music, I can play music too myself, so we don't need to hear that. What were the other radio stations that worked? None of them. Right. Okay. So what does that leave us? Music. Tell me it's gonna crash again. I'm gonna keep pressing it till it works. Fine. Fuck you. Do it your fucking way.
Yo. Yeah. You already know. Yeah.
Got me trapped on murderous blocks with murderous rock, a murderous plot, murderous spot. Regent Park housing, heard of them blocks. Killings allowed unless you murder them. Gives a fuck about dead niggas, but they fam. Baby mom set you and fuck your man. Playing all them shorties close, trust me man. Catch God over bitch shit, fried over bitch shit. Got knocked, get caught, lying over bitch shit. Still trying to flip shit. Damn, all I really think about, get chips, roll for nothing. Block clock in, get rich, fuck those frontin'. Catch died for less, block chop, straight shot, mom's died stress. Roll continues, keep gas, fuck the best niggas, hoes I've been new. Deepest roads I've been through, creeping low like men do. In the end, 9 out of 10 lose. Path is tripe, gas and nice, cracking dice. Blink fast, you can pass your life.
So I don't really think about. So I don't really think about. So I don't really think about.
Me striving for something, me riding and dumping, me down with nothing, see survive my suffering, that's insane. Half the game, pack don't change, jack don't change. Know me, murder niggas low key, burn this nigga more heat, burn a nigga more cheese. World's turning, niggas don't sleep, war's deep. World's burning, nigga more beef, poor seeds. All I really think about, wonder they gon' make it out, get shot, taken out. Block ain't the safest route, hot but it's a paper route. What's hating about paper cause we make it now? Still fuck with fiends, still busting machines, ducking them D's, stuck in between. Rock in a hard place, up in these streets on the block, shit the dog race, all snakes. Watch mad hearts break, squads fake, tested you niggas. Along with the rest of you niggas, pussies push me, pussies look weak. I'm live like my hook speed, we ride, your nigga die, shit a tough
I'm not pushing on the web part. I tried to sell me Slayers and some shit called Rizlet and Clicks. You know I just came back and
I am lost in this hopeless slum ghetto. Mama done work her hands to the bow. I am lost in this hopeless slum ghetto. Lord God, don't show me the way. Oh, I am lost in this hopeless slum ghetto. Mama done work her hands to the bow. I am lost in this hopeless slum ghetto. Lord God, don't show me the way. Oh, down in the ghetto we see cocaine addict. Poor man we chop in a rich man habit. Politician them a sit tired them now and stop it. Them not stop full the ghetto with the Glocks automatic. Them along with on the ghetto in a war zone. Now them private plane weapon them bring the hung. Supply the ghetto with the cocaine stone. Give the ghetto you them fi smoke and jones. I am lost in a this hopeless slum ghetto. Mama done work her hands to the bow. And I am lost in a this hopeless slum ghetto. Father God don't show me the way up. Street up. Oh, where me come from? Oh, Shakespeare. Don't say a word. Me can't forget where me come from. So me fi do that. All when we both up the youth on tour, I don't want.
it's from the park. It's not the park. Same thing. All them fucking old people, I tell you, talk to me the same as talk to you. I know what names like this.
Young blood, 13, deserved the block. Had a wicked 3-point shot, but it was in his jeans to go and get whacked. After hearing all the stories about his big pops, you see, he knew that, but he didn't see him a lot. And when he did, it barely didn't stop. Born and raised in the pop, single mom sport in my hot. Certified killers, big time drug dealers. Felt despair before feeling the lyrics. Hit a slide from 355 to 29, 46 River, where we moved in with a J.A. From daycare, showed him a lot of love, so we stayed in. From thick and thin, baby boys to men, reminiscing, whipping in my fiends out the Benz. Like asking me out of history, what's your new technology? I'm trying to follow me. The rest is my secret society. High out beside it, we fly with exotic chicks. We're asking me out of history, what's your new technology? I'm trying to follow me. The rest is my secret society. High out beside it, we fly with exotic chicks. Can't blow push out the roof cause rock programs on the strip in the body district. If my niggas are on road, they will body this. So for now, I guess you gotta settle for yes. Can't be that bad on the streets. Yeah, I'm one of the best, but I'm banned from the US of A. Great Bruce and Tigers, my drink. OG Kush is my dad. Get out to the give what you think. What you heard from a bird, still take my watch through the park. That's my word, tweet that. Follow me to my trap right here. Upper Sumac, old Cabbage Patch, crackheads are welcome. Only if they mountain 80s and up, still in the cut. Like a junkie banging share needles. That played with the Beatles, juice right in the Beetle. Cool, punch buggy, red, no punch back, stuff back with red. You ain't asking me out of history with your new technology. I'm trying to follow me. The rest is my secret society. High out beside it, we fly with exotic cheese. You ain't
with your new technology. I'm trying to follow me.
Google, where the fuck's my liver? No, don't ask Google. Google, try to tell me liver. The liver. I don't want to be delivered.
Send the key to get it cracking. Drop some bricks out beside to make it happen again. No short time, rap in my life. Work on that motion picture. Gonna need a bigger trailer to follow my lead roll on set. You need somebody lens to capture what I left in HD. It was part of the vision. Don't hate me, the project's part of the system. But you know the hood is a prison, and it's all mine. During my time grinding, trying to find a way outside, trying to slide away into the blind and conquer thing. Looks like I worked on a few ponds, but not the kings. Shout out to my queen on my heart. Till death do us part, married to the game. Pop and pain in the trap, no honeymoons.
You ain't asking me out of history with your new technology. I'm trying to follow me. The rest is my secret society. High up exotically, fly with exotic cheese. You ain't asking me out of history with your new technology. I'm trying to follow me. The rest is my secret society. High up exotically, fly with exotic cheese.
Hustling every day to bring paper in. Loyalty is the reason ain't got no friends. I wonder, will this ever end? Do you know this world I'm living in? Hustling every day to bring paper in. Loyalty is the reason ain't got no friends. I wonder, will this ever end? Ain't got no free time, gotta get paid to spend mine. On the 4-7, I stay fly during the rush hour. Red line, the VA pal. Gotta get this paper, can't be no later. Go be straight like this Appleton Estate, skating on ice. Fast light feels like plain shitty with a bunch of Northside niggas on the.
This is very helpful.
Can't blame me for the late hour morning.
What the fuck is the form?
I'm still breathing, still breathing. Can't blame me for the places I've been. Yeah. I'm still breathing, still breathing.
Blow it off my chest. Let these niggas know I'm still breathing in the flesh. Yeah, it's me, K.I. So many wanna see me D.I.E. So many tried, too many died. Don't ever ask me why. I'm not the one to talk, stick to that till I fry in hell. Right there where the gangsters dwell. So many shooters, you would wonder how much shells we spread for the bread. Your niggas is dead, you're best to get down or lay down. We turn your so-called blocks to ghost down. 100 clip shots, that can handle it. Running through the hood on some one-man army rap. But shit, I'll be damned if I handle my beef on the internet. Y'all keep typing. What your fingers ain't tired yet, my index is infinite. That means you're forever a target, and I ain't never done it till you're off guard.
I'm on the block with a goose board, niggas wrapped up in plastic, selling drugs, and every thug is a bastard. Slugs from a ratchet or put who you love in the casket. Consecutive muggins got my niggas rubbing the max bit. Rewind backwards to when the kid was jacking to eat. No heat, I had to wear a hat and jacket to sleep. A lot of niggas rapping, but my life was actually deep. Fast forward to when I got my first package of D. I broke the whole bag down and let it stack to a G. Fuck breaking my back, nobody's taking taxes from me. You can charge it to the game, and regardless of the fame, I'ma stay in the kitchen watching crack hardin' from the cane. Like I told these niggas it's T grams, and now I don't need a record deal. I'm good with 3 grand. I'll cop 3 O's and bubble the trap. Turn 3 into 6 on the strip and double the stack with trouble and jack. No more bottles of private stock. I'm sipping green goose. No more knives and bats. I cop 3 pass bars from 22 and
time to make moves like sell this crap, make money and take two, still breathing.
Can't blame me for the game I was born in, yeah. I'm still breathing, breathing, still breathing.
Whatever that is too slow.
I said I got a killer instinct. I sent you niggas sneaking me the river.
The title of the track, thank you. And the company and the album, subtitle of the album, track number. Well, I feel what my liver's doing here.
Yeah. Niggas thought I was asleep, they try to hate, violate. Little did they know the kid was wide awake. Some niggas close, can't take risks, never achieve greatness. Your flow breaks down and your rhymes need maintenance. Me and my family stay GTA, Miami Dade. I've been through the turbulence, reaching past murder rich. Opposition dying slow, flying low off radar. Aim far with the scope, up close with the AR. Give a fuck who they are. Y'all didn't write me, I'm making spicy crash parties. No need to invite me to your gala. It don't matter, ladder anything in the stratosphere. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Move from my presence to synthetic, pathetic. Families around me like Downies and Reddicks. Get A1 credit in the streets, you can get it. Live by the code in my soul, it's embedded. I can't answer none of those questions. I'm like, does anybody else have any suggestions? They like, economy's in recession, you better grab your it's money over murder, MOM, listen to your I'm on my PI, but not like Magnum. Got a Magnum for them hoes when I bagged them. Add them to the roster, I got to get money strong like euros. Your bitch got the kudos, who knows who she gave it to. Man, look what you degraded to. I graded you, you slumped. Close range with the pump, and the Land Cruiser slumped. Hands dirty, make 28 grams 30 with the bag weight. Stick to the mandate. $1 million deals get sealed with a handshake. See my work born, put it on my firstborn. Drink it till my thirst gone, till all the hurt's gone. I'm taking everything else, you can keep your shirt on. Check my new wish, my business is Jewish. I'm tight like the chins, my beliefs is the Buddhist. My bitch is a nudist, play your position. Your hustlers a shooter, confused like I can't answer none of those questions. I'm like, does anybody else have any suggestions? They like, economy's in recession, you better grab your it's money over murder, MOM, listen to your hush, nigga, get the sleep, loose lips get you pinched. Even worse, never heard from that snitch ever since. Speak from experience, a product of various experiments. I never had shit, and the game's my inheritance. Took my vows to the streets, I'm happily married since. Who needs a co-signer? How do you define a real nigga? I build nigga. Structures investing. Hospitals, West Wings, aside from the wheel, I'm the next best thing. Organic kush, no pesticides, you will live, rest will die. So I'ma ride my nigga, watch the blind spot, look behind you. It's in the air like the swine flu, so I wouldn't do that if I'm you. I'm cut from a different cloth, I see things in a different light. Niggas on the mouth, but they ain't pitching right. I can't answer none of those questions. I'm like, does anybody else have any suggestions? They like, economy's in recession, you better grab your
They pull up to the start.
it's money over murder, MOM, listen to your
I think that this one might actually, if this one has a video, I might be a link to it.
HB Productions.
thing? Why is there a stop button and a play pause button? If they are actually distinguished between each other in any fucking way. Oh. It's hold on. 6 times in China. I don't remember. Should be 5 minutes to 6 in the morning in China. I don't remember what it is in Hong Kong. Oh, look, man, I have a browser. Oh, this isn't good. Where's the other font? Hey, I wonder if maybe those CRA stations are playing. Okay, we're not doing that. That's not happening. Great feature. Dumb way of implementing it. Can we? What happened to the fucking app? Okay, well, that one took some long. Fuck it. Try this one. East Coast Radio. Okay, let's do Aussie. I'm gonna go over the whole fucking station. Every radio station. Not every radio station, like one radio station, every other country in the world. No, because if you do more than that, the people will notice. Hey, that's the same guy. Somebody will notice, and that's how rumors start in the street. You gotta be more subtle about it. Oh, well, this website doesn't want to load either. They're gonna just block my IP address unless they blocked like all of Canada. Well, this isn't working at all. Oh, that's an odd feeling. Okay, that's not working. And I got it all the way to this point where if I try to go down now to get the music player back up, that's what will fuck it up. So you go about 30 seconds and you don't load at all.
Daryl as well.
Wall Street moved higher today after U.S. President Trump confirmed that a trade deal between the U.S. and China does indeed remain intact. The Dow was up 131 points to 26,156. S&P managed a 13-point gain. The Nasdaq, though, steals the headlines again as it closes at another record high, up 74 points to 10,131. Apple and Netflix among the companies closing at historic high valuations. Canadian dollar trades at 73.78 cents U.S. and the top stories are next on 680 News.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking about my neighbor's tree. It's hanging over my property and making a mess. What should I do, Bill?
Be neighborly and extend the olive branch.
Okay.
Then cut those branches down with a Stihl MS-170 chainsaw.
I hear this Stihl is a compact, lightweight saw that's perfect for home or cottage.
You betcha, and we have it on for just $199.95.
Clean up the yard and clean up with a great price on a Stihl MS-170 chainsaw. Coy Brothers.
It's not steel, it's a H in there. It's steel.
It's renewal time for your company health and dental plan, and rates are going up again. That is unless you're in our pooled plan with rates starting at $55 a month per employee. Our pooled plans have thousands of members, which means
I pay $2 a day to insure them. Get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't spend $2 for a coffee to
match your current plan and lower your rates. Compare your standalone plan to our pooled plan. Visit us at northernfinancialgroup.ca and start saving today.
In downtown Toronto right now, we have a mostly cloudy sky, 21 degrees. 680 News, the CFTR AM Toronto. It's 6 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are James Monroe and Slajana Tominzik.
Good evening, it's Tuesday, June 23rd.
Here's what's making news right now. Just hours from now, you'll be able to sit down patio planks without crossing the city limits. Toronto prepares to enter stage 2.
You think we ever fucking leave here if we don't have to just feel like it?
Scene of a fatal crash west of Newmarket for 40 seconds.
Addition, subtraction, and coding. Ontario's new math curriculum puts the spotlight on future jobs with the start of the school year just months away.
As long as we don't have any other hiccups, the 60-game season in baseball should be official today. And Novak Djokovic has COVID-19, catching the virus from his own event, Sports at 15.
Layoffs at the Toronto International Film Festival. We've got all the dates. TSX higher, NASDAQ notches another all-time high. Finish business at 26.
680 News Time, 601.
Traffic weather together on the ones brought to you by Don Valley Northern Toyota, Airborne, Shopper 680 Air Toronto.
Over Highway 9, which remains closed between Keel and Highway 400, all because of the fatal collision investigation. A lot of crews on scene dealing with this. There was a dump truck and a car, and the car was totally destroyed in the crash. Really horrible scene here.
We got hit by a...
Because of this, we also have Jane closed north and southbound from Highway 9 down to Kettleby, all because of this collision investigation. If you're on eastbound Highway 9, you're going to be forced onto the northbound 400, and if you're westbound Highway 9, you're going to be forced on the Keel. So make sure you plan accordingly. If you're coming northbound up
it's going to lag like that. I'm going to make you see
that, so you're going to be forced onto Kettleby or Aurora Road. So if you go west, you can get to the 400 from there. Just make sure you plan an alternate around this. Local traffic is able to get through, but that's it, and this will be closed off for several more hours, likely into the overnight hours.
Une ville, hip-hop, rumba, électrique, pop, rap, version d'ailleurs. Tous les tempos mixés par DJ Daddy. Au Papillon, le mercredi jeudi de 21h à minuit. Le samedi, Megamix de 19h à minuit.
Oh, perfect. Fuck's sakes.
Ooh, yeah.
So you know how much... They don't know for sure if they said some offense or not.
Reporting live, Asher Ross, 680 News.
The mayor of South Bruce Peninsula says the municipality has shut down Sauble Beach. That's a popular spot for GTA beachgoers. 680's Phil Martino joins us live to tell us the decision comes after thousands of people packed the area over the weekend. Phil.
James Mayor Janice Jackson says most of her residents follow the rules.
Were you born in like
Frequently
1986
defied
or
the
something?
restrictions and took over many parts of Sauble Beach this weekend.
Yeah, they pretty much left their garbage all over the beach, and like I said, they broke all of our regular bylaws. We prohibit drinking on the beach and barbecuing at dogs and tents.
It's illegal to drink in public, eh? Like,
And the beach was just so congested that people that truly wanted to just walk through were not able to pass.
Over 90 tickets were issued, according to the mayor. Most were given to GTA residents. Council has decided to close the beach down for now. Jackson says the safety of the
everybody
community
give a
is
real
paramount,
address,
and that
right?
is what council is concerned about.
Well, the message I would put out right now is we're terribly sorry, but Sauble Beach is closed. Hopefully, with the help of the Premier and the Ontario Provincial Police, we'll get enough coverage up there that we can open that beach back up safely, and we can welcome people back up to the peninsula.
And yes, Jackson says GTA residents are welcome, but if they can't behave, her town can't host them. Phil Martino, 680 News.
The director of education at the Peel District School Board has been let go just a day after the province appointed a supervisor to address the issue of potential systemic discrimination. Here's 680's Caitlin Lee.
A statement says Peter Joshua is no longer with the Peel District School Board. Education Minister Stephen Lecce initially gave the board time to put together an anti-racism policy last month. But he says successive reports showed not enough was being done to address complaints of anti-Black racism, Islamophobia, homophobia, and anti-Semitism in the classroom.
And no child should feel isolated as a consequence of the color of their skin or their orientation or their faith. That is not this country. It's not the country we strive to build.
The newly announced supervisor expected to turn things around is Bruce Rodriguez. He has a long resume, including being the former Toronto Catholic School Board Director, former Deputy Education Minister, and the former CEO of EQAO. I'm Caitlin Lee.
This is 680 News. Coding and financial literacy, just two of the offerings
oh,
of a
who
new
the fuck the principal was trained to on the fucking PA system?
680's
and I get yelled at for using the word God in any
program in 15 years.
That's what I grew.
Time ever in Canada. Students from grades 1 to 8 will learn coding along with financial literacy skills.
Good, because I'm using computers since about grade 1 or 2. I don't know.
Grade 1, there's also an emphasis
Let's slip out about the new curriculum. This is going to be like the 8th time in a row that slipped out about the whole new curriculum.
About the short turnaround time, Education Minister Stephen Lecce says
it's the only room in the whole fucking school that had an alarm system. Only even the office had an alarm system.
We have seen, rather tragically, every year, without exception, either at best stagnation or at worst real decline in math performance. I would argue from a competitive landscape, we must take action immediately. There will be no EQAO testing for grades 3 and 6 in the coming school year as everyone adjusts. For full details, head to our website. I'm Cam Dorrit.
Ontario reporting 216 new cases of COVID-19 today and 10 more deaths. It is the highest number of daily new cases in 10 days. But Health Minister Christine Elliott says it's too early to draw any conclusions. One of the deaths reported is a child under the age of 10 who had been diagnosed with COVID-19 but did not die as a result of the virus. The Ontario Chief Coroner says his office is investigating.
We look at all aspects to try to understand the circumstances of death, and that will involve testing, evaluation of the body through an examination, but also additional testing, looking at the pathology.
They should have been listed as recovered when they recovered. There has to be someone B19.
Today also marks the lowest number of completed tests in 2 weeks, with about 16,000 being reported.
Reduce a lot of things. 2 kids at Sick Kids Hospital separately were infected.
Bubba Wallace over the weekend.
Well, the good news is Bubba Wallace was not the victim of a hate crime on Sunday. The FBI has concluded that the news found at Wallace's garage stall at Talladega Speedway had actually been there as early as October of 2019. NASCAR says there was a garage door pull rope and it was fashioned like a noose, and it just so happened that garage stall number 4 was the stall that Wallace was assigned to for the race over the weekend. 15 different FBI special agents conducted interviews and poured over video footage, and they have determined that they will not be pressing any charges.
Really? Because it's not the
Sportsnet
correct
5
not
The
to
Fan,
use.
I'm Alex Xero.
It's not the correct one not
This is
to
680
use.
News. Tennis superstar Novak Djokovic has issued an apology after hosting an exhibition tournament where several people, including himself and his wife and a number of other players, tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement posted to Twitter, he says he believed the tournament met all health protocols and the health of the region seemed in good condition to finally unite people for philanthropic reasons, but he admits he was wrong and that it was too soon. The Adria Tour was supposed to span 5 Balkan cities over 4 weeks. However, the finale in Croatia and remaining matches scheduled to be held in Bosnia are now canceled. Djokovic said
If you can only go to
he and his wife
shithole
Jelena
countries,
tested
there's a reason for that.
positive. Their
If they
children
won't
have
let
tested
you in
negative.
other countries,
He
there's
says
a
that
reason.
they will remain in self-isolation for the next 2 weeks.
This is 680 News. Now, 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will rise a cent at midnight.
Rogers is working with over 150 hospitals across Canada, extending Wi-Fi coverage and raising donations for frontline workers to ensure the most important connections can always be made.
And I'll huff and puff and I'll... She's sleeping, honey. Have a good shift.
Because that's how we'll move forward together. To help support our frontline workers, donate today at frontlinefund.ca.
Airborne Chopper 680, it's Jordan.
We saw this issue here in Highway 9. It's closed both ways and will be closed for a while between Kiel and Highway 400, all because of a fatal crash. A car and a dump truck. The car was totally destroyed, ripped in half, smashed to pieces. Just a twisted wreck of metal screwed across the highway. Just a horrible scene here. And we also have north and southbound Jane.
Thanks for emoting so well
up to Highway 9,
and emphasizing with our empathizing
investigating, and they would have started to clean up the debris and that come after the investigation.
debris.
So this is going to be a likely closure. Now, because of this, the
It'll be
ramps
midnight before they open that shit up.
400 to Highway 9 are closed off. They're totally off limits, so you have to plan alternates. If you're on eastbound Highway 9, you're going to be forced onto the 400.
So he hasn't mentioned if there's emergency vehicles or not. He hasn't mentioned, won't mention, because they're in the fucking air.
Really unfortunate.
The other day he's like, oh, the air ambulance is attempting to land, so I guess I might as well get out of here. Yeah, you dick, get the fuck out of the way, stupid.
Just east of Jane on Highway 9, that's totally off limits because that's where the crash occurred. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Minor problem.
I thought the
401 east of the 400 in the express. The right lane is still blocked for the heavy tow dealing with a stalled truck.
No, I don't know. I follow the signs and I end up on a highway that's 18,000 lanes wide. You can go as fast as you want, but so can those OPP Yukons and the airplanes overhead.
401 moving up to speed at the present time. Now, we do have a new problem on the northbound 410 ramp to Courtney Park. 2 left lanes affected with debris that looks like it was dropped by a dump truck. Maybe some gravel debris here, so we have a heavy tow
That's the other thing from overloading trucks.
heading towards this area as well. The north 410
Well, they don't take it, it won't get work. Well, if everybody refused to take overweight
questions about
loads,
COVID-19, 680 News is working to get you the answers you need. Ask us
you'll be the
anytime
only
at
one with a damaged truck, get pulled over by the
get you
MTO.
the answer. Phoenix reported 621 and with the forecast, meteorologist
How
Natasha
much did the truck cost you plus interest?
And this is a little bit of a break from the rain, and temperatures will actually go up a couple of degrees here now that the sun has come back out. But that is also helping to pump up some thunderstorms to the southwest. So up until about 9-10 p.m., we're still at risk for some showers and thunderstorms in the city of Toronto. And then overnight, humidity will fall. It is going to be a much more comfortable day tomorrow if you don't have air conditioning. 23 degrees and a mix of sun and cloud. Showers will be to the north of us. Thursday, it's a dry start to the day. We'll likely see some pop-up showers here in the city. 25 degrees the high. Overnight tonight, down to 15 degrees. It is now 22 degrees, feeling like 29 at Pearson.
Okay, and as soon as it got to the driveway, oops. Too heavy, the truck just bucked. The load was too heavy, the truck bucked. Did you see that? It dumped the load everywhere.
Record finish for the NASDAQ Composite in New York. The NASDAQ today picking up another 74 points, settling at 10,131. We have the likes of Apple and Netflix going out at record highs yet again. Dow Jones Industrial Average out 131 points to 26,456. 500 managed to gain a 0.4.
You turn your back at the Tim Hortons now, that truck too. I don't mean shit.
Higher by 47 points up to 15,564. Gold stocks were the ones that caught investors' eyes in Toronto as the price for the yellow metal rose to $1,783 the ounce. Canadian dollar at 73.77 cents US. This is 680 News.
Direct invest with Scotia iTrade. Get started in 3 easy steps and begin
why
your
did you
investing
do
journey from home today. Learn more at
It's just business
ScotiaITrade.com.
Marineland is getting ready for their 2020 season to provide a safe, fun outdoor
Why
experience
can't
for the
she
whole
do it on
family
some
to enjoy.
reasonably simple
Wide open
schedule?
spaces, rides for the kids big and small, exciting animal exhibits, and
26
great
and
spots for
56.
families
So
to
mine is
picnic.
28,
Marineland
56.
has it all.
26
They're
and
opening
56.
soon and can't
Now,
wait to
what's
see
this
your
13,
family having
14
fun
shit?
at the park this summer. Visit marineland.ca to learn more about the reopening plans for 2020. Everyone loves Marineland.
Superfan with a super deal. Our biggest construction sale is on
With the Hyundai guy.
on all new cars. Your safety is our #1 priority. We
So
have
is mine.
masks and gloves ready for you. We sanitize every hour. We
I am so safety minded. I have gloves and masks for you. I will sanitize your office for an hour before I come in.
Hyundai.com. Looking for a Hyundai? I'm your guy.
With the Hyundai guy.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It's the sunny breaks in downtown Toronto, 24 degrees at Pearson, feels like 32. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm James Monroe.
I'm Janice Simmons. Here are the top stories right now.
Less than 6 hours to go before the 6 goes to stage 2 with patios, hair salons, and pools set to reopen. The malls will be back. At least one Yorkville watering hole is ready to pour pints in the midnight hour early tomorrow morning. Fatal crash west of Newmarket. The life of at least one person and other hospitals fighting for their lives. Highway 9 remains closed from the 400 to Kiel. Traffic and weather straight ahead.
Time for 680.
Hello, bonjour, baby.
6-0.
James, it was all a big misunderstanding.
Like,
The
you knew
FBI
that?
is not
That's like a
pressing charges
geology
after a
hammer.
noose was found in the garage stall of NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace. It turns out it was actually a garage door pull rope that was fashioned like a
Why
noose,
guys
and
are
it
trying to
had been in that
minimize?
specific
Turns
stall as early
out.
as October of last year. And it just so happened that Wallace was assigned to that stall in Talladega, so Wallace was
Yeah, but
not the
that-
target of a hate crime.
How do you know who
Nuggets
assigned him the
All-Star
fucking
Nikola
thing?
Jokic just tested positive for COVID-19. ESPN reporting the positive test came
How many
last
white guys
week in
said no? I don't
Serbia,
want
but
that.
he is
Why? This is a fucking
asymptomatic.
nurse in that one.
NBA training camps will begin on July 11th. We do have an update from Jim Bowden on
He's
what's
bowling
going on
now.
with
Why would you
baseball.
use a fucking
Apparently,
noose?
the
That
Players
doesn't make
Association
sense.
has confirmed they are okay
Garage
with
door
reporting to spring
bowling.
training July 1st, getting ready for a 60-game
It's a
season.
loop.
But the health and safety
Yeah,
protocol
I think, how
is
the
still
fuck
being
old is
worked
your
out by
fucking
MLB and the Players
That don't even make sense. It's a
Association.
chain loop. That's
Meanwhile,
right.
Novak Djokovic
You
and
go
his
like
wife
this
have
all day
tested
long, then
positive
they
for
go slide up.
COVID-19 following an exhibition
Why they
event
don't
that
use a
Djokovic
fucking
put on
noose on a
in
rope on
Croatia
a
and
garage door
Serbia.
puller because
Social
they get caught in
distancing
it,
rules
pulled
were
up and
heavily
fucking hung.
relaxed
Yeah.
in both of those countries.
Yeah,
In
be a
the
long
Premier
shot,
League
but
today,
you're probably more likely to foot than hung by your foot. Yeah, that's precisely why you wouldn't use that
Sports at 15 and
on
45
that
past every hour or
application
anytime at
ever.
sportsnet.ca/590.
This is 680 News.
Every Toyota is built to keep you and your family safe. And every Toyota
Dock
is sold in a
level
way
doors.
that keeps you and our staff safe. Our showrooms and service
Truck
departments are
level,
open.
truck
and
level. They're all
sanitized
dock
regularly.
levels.
We're following physical distancing guidelines.
Dude, you gotta drive all the way in. If you call that a dock, it is a dock level door.
Right now,
Right.
you can lease
I
a
don't know the
2020
correct term
Corolla
anymore.
now
We
for
make up
$61
terms in that
weekly
industry
for
for
60 months at
simplicity's sake.
2.69% APR.
Like
So if you're in the market for a
pharmaceutical
Toyota,
industry.
contact your
And
local
botany.
dealer or visit shoptoyota.ca. We're ready when you are.
As more local
Oh, it's this
community
percentage
businesses and
to
services
dealer and this
reopen
percentage
and the
indigo.
gatherings
Really?
increase to 10
It's
people,
not possible.
we must continue our
And
efforts
even
to
if it was,
protect
you
each
don't have
other.
anywhere to
Practice
test that.
physical distancing. Stay 2 meters apart. Wear a face covering when physical
They
distancing
make
is
all
a
sorts of
challenge,
claims that
and
cannot be
continue to wash
verified
hands
or are
frequently.
impossible
Get
because nobody
tested if you're
challenges
worried
them.
you may have COVID-19
You know,
or
they
have
can
been
just fuck
exposed to the
people over all
virus.
day long. Yeah.
Inside or out, stay safe, save lives. Visit ontario.ca/coronavirus to learn more. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
This is 680 News. A collision west of Newmarket has left one person dead and another with life-threatening injuries. It happened just before 2:30 on Highway 9 between the 400 and Kiel.
This York Regional Police Constable says the current dump truck collided.
Certainly anybody that was driving in that area has
They
dash
ain't removing
cams.
shit but the people.
If you haven't spoken to our investigators yet, please come forward.
Highway 9, that stretch will remain closed for a little while longer. It's day 3 of demonstrations at an intersection of Mississauga where they're protesting the death of a 62-year-old man who died in an interaction with police over the weekend.
Since he was killed on Saturday night by Peel Police, the family of Ijaz Chaudhry have been demanding answers as to why the 62-year-old man, who they say suffered from mental health issues,
What kind of
was
weapons
gunned
could you
down
possibly
when what they
have?
wanted was a little help. Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie says the family is angry and deserves
They brag
answers.
about their
Those
mental
answers have
health
to come from
team
the Special Investigations Unit.
that they're going to use for de-escalating. And what does he say? Oh, I would never send a nurse into violent situation.
Expeditiously and to
You
conduct
just
their
spent like 4 years
investigation
bragging
quickly
about
and
that's
to
what they're
release
for.
their
This
reports
is
to
good
the
luck.
public.
Crombie also promising police
Yeah, we got the
reforms when it
inside out
comes
one.
to mental health issues.
Police cannot and should not be the answer to every issue in our community, and that rings true especially for mental health and addiction issues.
Chaudhry was a father of 4. A GoFundMe has been set up to support his family. I'm Moni Qureshi.
Adult actor Ron Jeremy charged with rape.
Porn star and pop culture personality Ron Jeremy is accused of raping 3 women and sexually assaulting another in separate incidents in West Hollywood dating back to 2014. The Los Angeles County District Attorney says Jeremy is scheduled to be arraigned Tuesday afternoon, asking for bail to be set at more than $6 million. If convicted, the 67-year-old could face 90 years to life in prison. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
680 News Time, 621.
Happy weather together on ones and Airborne Chopper 680 joining us.
Just arriving in Brampton and en route to check out a crash we had on Sandalwood, just west of Kennedy in Brampton from Conestoga to Ridgevale. It was closed up all because of a crash. And Kennedy was blocked to Sandalwood as well. We'll have an update on that in the next report. I was going to say, the sun is shining here. It's beautiful right now, which is great news for anyone who wants to be out and about right now. We do have a long-standing closure. It'll be in place for a while longer on Highway 9.
Nothing like that other
Change anytime
track.
soon. Highway 9 is closed from the 400 to Kiel in both directions, all because of a fatal collision. A lot of cleanup to be done, and the investigation's ongoing. They won't start that cleanup until the investigation's done. And north and southbound Jane is closed from Kettleby up to Highway 9 because of that investigation as well. Now, if you're traveling on westbound Highway 9, you're going to be forced onto Kiel. Eastbound Highway 9 being forced onto the 400. And the north and southbound 400 ramps onto Highway 9 are both closed down, all because of this issue. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
We had a problem on the eastbound 401, east of the 400 in the express. That stone truck has been cleared away, so no delay left through this area. East and west 401 in pretty good shape across the GTA right now. There is this problem northbound 410 ramp to Courtney Park. There was a dump truck taking a ramp and looks like it spilled some debris on its way to the end of the ramp. So we've got the dump truck stopped here, debris cleanup starting, and northbound 410 ramp to Courtney Park, 2 left lanes blocked with this. It's not affecting things too much. Speeds on the ramp are okay. And overall, we've got a pretty good drive everywhere else along the major routes at the moment. Your next report at 6:31, and with the extended forecast, meteorologist Natasha Ramsahai.
Yeah, you heard that. Sun is out in some spots. Still a little bit cloudy to the east, but it is good to get out for a walk for the next couple of hours. We do still have that risk of thunderstorms closer to 8, 9, 10 p.m.
And this is the hour when all these assholes go to the grocery store. They can't figure out what this is.
15 degrees. Tomorrow is 23. A mix of sun cloud. A nice fresh west wind, and there will be some showers to the north. Then Thursday, partly cloudy and 25. I do think we'll see some pop-up showers across parts of the GTA, especially along the Oak Ridges Marine and the Escarpment on Thursday. Back to sun and warm temperatures on Friday, 28 degrees with a humidex of 31. Tonight down to a low of 15 degrees. It is now 22 degrees in Pearson with a humidex of 29.
And it's actually going pretty
less than 6 hours to go before the 6 goes to stage 2.
things.
Patios, hair salons, pools, and malls will be back in at least one watering hole in Yorkville's ready to pour pints right after midnight. The latest straight ahead. This is 680 News.
Hear that? That's the sound of heavy rain.
I can't remember what the
dripping down the walls and flooding your newly
was it by chance go red or formerly 7 or 7 or 107 or Northwood Court? Oh my god, how many fucking Queen Street? That was real fucking helpful.
If you don't like the sounds of a basement flood, find out what you can do to prevent it. Go to Toronto.ca/basement flooding.
You're listening to 680 News.
The Sports of the News brought to you by Volvo of Oakville. Walmart Canada is selling an All Lives Matter t-shirt.
In at least two
No, I
tweets
want
today,
the
users drawing
cutest monkey
attention
in
to
the
the
jungle.
t-shirt,
That's for me,
asking for an
man.
explanation from Walmart Canada. The company in one response
I'm an
says
adult.
the
I should be
item
allowed
is
to
sold
buy
and
it.
shipped by a
And an
third-party
adult,
seller,
and if you're a
adding
small
that they
person, you
forwarded the
should be allowed
comments to the
to buy
appropriate
the
department
good-sized one.
to look into it further. Now, further exploration of the website shows there are also Blue Lives Matter and Police Lives Matter branded items for sale on the same website. We have
blue
reached
one
out
would
to
sell over the
Walmart
other
Canada
ones?
for comment, but haven't heard back. At the business
You're
center,
selling all the blue
Chris
ones. You ain't gonna like the
McCusker.
people wearing them, man.
And the discovery of two nooses at Michael Garron Hospital earlier this month now being officially investigated by the Hate Crimes Unit. Employees spotted them while heading in for their workday on June 10th. Police say they continue to take statements. Hospital staff have been helpful. CEO of Ellis Dawn issued a statement saying they believed it was racially motivated and was appalled and outraged. Coming up in 60 seconds,
You read
Richie
that
on
as
the
fast
market,
as you
680 News
possibly
Time,
could,
625.
Special breaking news from Volvo of Oakville. To all European and Japanese luxury brand owners out there, buy, lease or finance any new or demo 2020 Volvo and you will
Now,
be
when I
entitled
demoed
to
one, you want one in
$2,500
good
off
running
and
condition,
a 2% special rate reduction on select Volvo models this month only.
They
Volvo,
don't even know
benchmark
for
and
sure.
all
They
about
know that it's
safety, design,
predominantly
reliability and
more
trust.
people than
Volvo,
have
like no
listen
other.
to the
Contact
radio.
volvoofoakville.com.
If you count on your network of friends for connection, your
The
network of
limos,
colleagues
I don't know
for
what they got in the
collaboration,
front and the back.
your social network for sharing, or your TV network for entertainment, it's because you also count on your network. Cogeco, Eastlink, Rogers, Shaw, Videotron. Learn more at networksyoucancountOn.ca.
It's not like we have a choice, eh?
626.
Why the fuck are you having already? You
This report from Richard
Southern.
The Toronto International Film
He's at the Phil
Festival is
26.
laying off employees with big questions about whether or not this year's festival can go forward. TIFF letting 31 of its full-time staff go, about 17% of its workforce. The festival forecasting that its 2020 revenue will be at least 50% lower than it was last year. To address the financial issues, it's cutting salaries, canceling discretionary projects, reducing expenses, and launching a new fundraising campaign. The film festival said back in May that it's planning to have some sort of physical festival this year, but it's not clear whether or not that's going to happen. If it doesn't, it would be a big blow, because TIFF the COVID situation and a pledge by Trump that the U.S.-China trade deal is a go. A record of 74 to 10,000 with purpose investments this year, Greg. Stocks keep on rising even as the COVID situation in many U.S. states.
You know that System UI isn't responding.
Don't result in another
Fuck out of
lockdown
here,
of any more
System
states
UI
or
isn't
cities. And I
responding.
think people are going to be okay with
fuck
that
are you
from a stock
doing?
point of view. Certainly it's troubling, and we'll see if it does have longer term implications on
Holy
consumer buying patterns.
fuck.
But the stock market seems to be looking over this, and really when you look at it, there's not many other games in town that when you're looking for a lack of income in bond markets and other parts of the investable universe, stocks are really the place that you're getting a lot of dividends.
Canadian dollars, 73.76.
Si besoin est présenté, je dis à la sortie de tête, il dit même ni pas voulu anticiper, mais moi-même moi voulais pas y aller. Si mon choix est capable de mener vers la terre, je pense que chaque monde peut-être que la police dit que c'est ça, on victime. Même gens que nous-mêmes qui ont des commenté là que sont bon bagaille, même ce monde n'est pas victime ni de viol, ni de assassinat, ni de kidnapping, ni de rien, ni de pas décapitalisé à un moment de la vie. Donc c'est la raison pour laquelle on pense c'est bon, je vois ça c'est là, nous avons l'État, on est dans l'État, donc là-dessus, nous pensons que c'est des hommes d'État que nous avons à diriger le pays. Il faut que la population des États. Et nous pensons que dans les heures, dans les semaines qui suivent, il faut que nous ayons un impact déclaration que nous devons faire sur la population et comment on va le faire. Est-ce que c'est remettre ça, est-ce que c'est pas connaître, même supposer que le modèle qui fait avant eux, nous apprenons, on regarde nous ça.
Il y a un auditeur qui pensait que fusion ça qui est faite entre les chefs de bande, tu as un objectif politique. Est-ce que c'est opinion pour toi-même?
C'était politique. Moi, je pense qu'il y a des calculs qu'a fait et timing et justifié par rapport à pourquoi maintenant. C'est même gens, il y a des gens qui ont posé des questions sur des démissions qu'a fait et qui s'accalvent après. Et c'est toi, pour que ils font un calcul politique, on a supposé que les retrancher dans une situation difficile. Mais encore une fois, je ne pas avec l'histoire, il y a ces politiques-là, des politiques-là, des postes politiques, mais une journée couverture. C'est dans le national-là, on sait de côté de pour entrer, de pour dire, mais c'est de la volonté, de pour dire, mais on va pas marier, on va pas toucher encore. Donc là, c'est ça pour nous éviter.
On nous entend encore ancien membre de l'armée qui sont capables de dire non lorsqu'on fait un parallèle comme ça. Fédération de bandits, c'est synonyme d'armée parallèle.
C'est pas seulement institution militaire, des structures dans l'académie. C'est même gens dont on a parlé de général Titi. Et je pense que le grand général là, c'est important pour ma part Titi. C'est même gens dont on a parlé de l'armée. Une institution, comme on dirait le professeur Cour, c'est la force éternelle, c'est comme le Vatican. Donc, nous ne pouvons pas rentrer dans la logique de l'armée, qui ceci, qui cela. Nous ne pouvons pas des groupes de monde, et nous ne pouvons pas dire, qui mettent tête ensemble, et qui veulent peut-être en mission. Et encore une fois, nous avons regardé quartier qui choisit, quartier qui identifie, déplacement qui fait, il y a de quoi être inquiet par rapport à la question. Et gens que l'État lui-même te présentait dans le monde, pas dans le monde des affaires, pas comme qui détaille que l'autorité a gagné, mais l'homme qui donne un ministre de justice décrit mon personnage, moi obligé de tenter ça le personnage-là, et personnage, ça veut dire apparaître comme devant, comme porte-faillon, m'obliger pour venir sceptique pour me suivre, qui ça va arriver, parce que nous-mêmes, en matière militaire, nous sommes accélérés, tactique, nous avons accéléré stratégie.
Le général Delva a cité ce matin sur Métropole son opinion par rapport à la fédération de plusieurs groupes armés de la capitale à l'initiative de barbecue pour mettre la paix dans ces quartiers. Dimanche, il y a eu une démonstration de force dans les quartiers de Grand Ravine. Donc les bandits de Grand Ravine, Tibois et Base Pilote se sont mis d'accord pour déposer les armes, mais pas remettre les armes, déposer les armes. Et lorsque ces individus étaient à Grand Ravine, le sous-commissariat était quasiment vide. Il est 6h31, marquons la deuxième pause.
Bonjour tout le monde, c'est Richard Cavé, ambassadeur Unitransfert. Je dis à moi, il faut parler ensemble avec nous, supposé malade, on dit avec Covid-19 là. Nous tout comme ça déjà. La santé, c'est une plus grosse richesse. On toujours fait effort possible pour nous coûter malade, pour nous cadrer, pendant nous qu'il y a une distance sociale, les nous pas coûter. Amis, la vie n'est pas pour nous. On protège tête nous et on fait solidarité, une avec l'autre, pour ne pas faire maladie ça, car la guerre pile le monde dans la peine. Même je pouvais la dire, la guerre avec si, pas tout bien composé. Toujours songer, dans ça, dans Bible, je dis, c'est mettre corps qui veut corps. Et c'est une qui peut aider à protéger l'autre. Conseil ça, c'est une transfert à une banque qui peut aider pour.
Meilleur avis, Belle Optique. Belle Optique a fait tout le monde connaît que magasin Bio l'ouvre de 9h le matin, 2h l'après-midi. Côté dans besoin, service pour lunettes, examen de la vue, produits pour lunettes et puis verre de contact. Belle Optique prend toutes mesures qui sont nécessaires pour sécurité nous et santé nous. Les nous venons visiter, alimenter nous tout, prend toutes précautions pour protéger tête nous. Mettez masque nous tout le temps, lavez mains nous très souvent. Pas coller qu'on nous sous monde, camper loin plutôt. Belle Optique, 3 adresses. En rue Chavannes et Clairvaux-Pétionville, 25 rue Cap-Roy-Champ-de-Mars et Delma, entre 17 et 19.
My teachers would have made us listen to that.
Pensez l'anniversaire de notre cher, mais que vous êtes confiné, pas de problème. Faites livrer les jolies roses de Mountain Flowers. Pour toute commande de 2 douzaines de roses, Mountain Flowers vous offre maintenant une 3e gratuitement. Profitez de cette offre spéciale pour faire des heureux et pour embellir votre demeure. Pour vos commandes et livraisons, appelez Mountain Flowers au 39 21 89 72. Voyez la vie en rose avec Mountain Flowers.
Ça, c'est une annonce spéciale pour tout client mon cash. À partir du 12 mars 2020, il y a une différence entre dépôt et transfert mon cash. Qui ça qui dépôt mon cash? Qui ça qui transfère mon cash? Dépôt mon cash, c'est les clients à l'écaille agent pour déposer l'argent sous compte li. Client pas payer aucun frais pour ça, li gratis. Client ça après recevoir un code confirmation fichier sous téléphone ni et c'est code ça client à bail agent mon cash là pour confirmer dépôt. Transfert mon cash, c'est les clients à l'écaille agent pour voyer l'argent sous compte yon l'autre monde. Gagne un frais pour transaction ça. Songez toujours vérifier avec agent non avec numéro moun qui recevoir l'argent avant transaction confirmée. Merci pour attention nous et merci parce que nous utilisons mon cash.
Ou après les prix gaz, eh bien l'amitié posée ou mes solutions, c'est via l'huile casserole, qui est presque siècle pour exister. Et c'est ça seulement que casserole fait, oui, l'huile mauvaise, qui donc est universalement reconnue. Lorsque l'huile casserole, pièce moteur pas crasée, machine où les pidous, il tire piplis, il pas faire que la fumée, il pas chauffer. Là où on fait service, toujours mettez l'huile casserole, pour machine marcher puis soit, tirer plus longtemps, et surtout pour les moins gaz. Dans l'huile casserole, en gros et en détail, la Economic Tires. Téléphone 22 49 19 96 à 98. L'huile casserole, c'est plus qu'une huile, c'est une sérum. Pour qui tout marché c'est ça?
Rush, mon cher. Tout le monde a pressé pour y regarder le nouveau Toyota Rush là.
Innotoysa ça est pour sa gamme de véhicules avec le nouveau SUV compact, le Toyota Rush.
Le nouveau Toyota Rush se distingue des autres avec un design moderne, élégant et raffiné. Un intérieur spacieux avec 3 rangées de sièges pour 7 passagers, des équipements à la fine pointe de la technologie et 6 airbags pour la sécurité de tous les passagers.
Avec des fonctionnalités supérieures et une performance assurée sur tous les types de terrain, le nouveau Rush est un authentique représentant de la tradition de Toyota. Qualité, durabilité et fiabilité.
Venez essayer nouveau Toyota Rush là, dans Innotoysa Delmar ou bien route frère entrée Belleville. Pour information, 29 98 40 00.
Innotoysa, distributeur exclusif des véhicules Toyota en Haïti.
Black on radio on black. What?
Pour écouter nos principaux journaux comme vous le souhaitez sur Internet, cliquez métropolehaïti.com à votre service 24 heures sur 24 et 7 jours sur 7.
Regardez vraiment. La bonne heure, il est 6h30 sur Métropole. C'est le journal du soir, le retour quasi complet sur toute l'actualité de la journée. Hier aussi, le président a formulé ses recommandations par rapport au taux de change. Aujourd'hui, c'est le Premier ministre Joseph Jout qui a engagé sur la question suite à la demande du président. Le Premier ministre devait rencontrer le conseil de la BNC, on se le rappelle. La BRH doit sévir contre ceux qui pratiquent la spéculation illicite au détriment de la majorité de la population. En conférence de presse ce mardi, le Premier ministre Joseph Jout a affirmé qu'il n'était pas question de revenir pour l'instant sur la circulaire de la BRH fixant le paiement des transferts dans les maisons en monnaie locale. Par ailleurs, il demande à la Banque centrale de faire le nécessaire pour qu'il y ait assez de dollars cash disponibles pour satisfaire le marché. C'est un compte rendu de Marvin Pierre.
Dorénavant, comme là, il y a payé en dollars. Si vous mettez comme là sur un compte la banque, j'en circulaire. Nous avons taux de référence BRH.
Le Premier ministre Joseph Jout éclaire la décision de la BRH en ce qui concerne le marché du transfert des devises. Si certains la contestent et que certaines maisons de transfert menacent de fermer leurs portes, rien ne changera, du moins pour l'instant. Pour le chef du gouvernement, de nombreux sous-agents n'ont pas livré du dollar aux clients afin de maximiser leurs profits.
Mais les boutiques cartels ou déjà aux amis. Les organisateurs cartels.
Oh, it doesn't work. Beautiful. This is Fair FM Worship. I had to hear it. What are you putting on? I'm not listening to the other three at all, ever. No. A lot of cars, a lot of rounds.
Une bonne partie de l'offre de dollars est restée en dehors du cadre formel. Tout pays est informel là-dedans, tout respecté. Chaque fois violer la loi sur le plan, il y a correspond avant. Mais Banque centrale, moi bien content, toutes mesures, ça, c'est bien. Mais tout, il faut le sévir, il faut prendre des mesures contre le monde qui a déchépillé la population, qui a primé pour là.
Hormis le rôle de régulateur que joue la Banque centrale dans ce secteur, Joseph Jout n'insiste pas seulement sur la prise des sanctions à l'encontre de ceux qui créent une rareté artificielle du dollar afin de s'enrichir davantage. Il demande également aux responsables de la BRH de créer les conditions propices afin que le dollar cash soit présent sur le marché pour faciliter les transactions.
De toute façon, il faut que la Banque centrale dégage pour faire dollar entrer pour satisfaire le marché. Je vais attirer l'attention sur le fait que le dollar, son marchandise liée même avec gaz, même avec farine, même avec aerosol, nous va faire. Dollar vend, prix à Jean qui a monté prix poids, monté prix l'huile, prix gaz, c'est comme ça que vous montez prix dollar. Et il y a des gens qui sont capables de stocker dollar pour une fonds spéculation. Et bien, dollar, pas rien. C'est juste créé par les clans, sont question d'offre et de demande, pas rien pour payer le fichier.
Malgré la menace des sous-agents, les autorités maintiennent leurs dispositions. Avec le grand nombre de transactions qui se réalisent en dollars dans le pays, on est en droit de se demander si les autorités ne vont pas revenir sur cette décision, comme elles l'ont déjà fait au moment où l'on parlait de dédollarisation de l'économie en 2018.
Merci Marvin. La dédollarisation, c'était l'œuvre du gouvernement. Jacques-Guy Lafontaine, et cette mesure, c'est la BRH, celle qui est placée pour prendre ce genre de dispositions. Et le Premier ministre qui a donc confirmé la mesure, la décision de la BRH, alors que hier, le président avait des doutes sur cette disposition. Est-ce que la mesure était un intérêt des citoyens? Aujourd'hui, Joseph Jout, Premier ministre, répond au président, oui, mais la BRH doit aussi sévir contre ceux, encore les institutions financières qui font de la spéculation illicite en ce qui concerne le taux de change. À 6h41, et si l'on parle coronavirus sur Métropole, on le sait, il y a eu un bilan hier qui n'a pas fait état de nouveaux cas, plutôt de personnes récupérées. On était à 24 jusqu'à hier, et là on est à 338, donc il y a eu 314 personnes à avoir récupéré du coronavirus, selon les autorités haïtiennes. Donc, le nombre de cas dans le pays depuis 19 mars 2020, 15 211 cas contre 10 810 suspects. Donc, il y a eu 10 810 personnes testées, 5 211 se sont révélées positives, 88 ont décédé et, du coronavirus. Alors, on parle de 88 décès, les personnes sont décédées du coronavirus. Dans le département, l'Ouest est toujours en tête avec 4000. Loin derrière avec 245. Donc l'épicentre de la maladie dans le pays, c'est le département de l'Ouest parce que là l'écart est grand entre l'Ouest et la qui est en deuxième position. Donc en attendant le prochain bilan ou encore l'explication plausible sur cette réalité, pourquoi on n'a pas eu de nouveaux cas dans le bilan d'hier, mais plutôt des personnes récupérées, on attend les explications des autorités sanitaires sur la question. Entre-temps, l'État décide le 30 juin prochain de rouvrir l'aéroport international de son ouverture. Il y a des préoccupations. Métropole a été chercher l'explication des épidémiologistes sur la question. Dr Ernst Noël, qui est spécialiste en maladies infectieuses, il juge le risque que fait peser le coronavirus sur Haïti encore trop élevé pour penser à rouvrir le pays. Mais si cette décision des autorités est maintenue, il prône l'adoption de mesures strictes par le gouvernement pour éviter une deuxième vague de Covid-19 en Haïti. La fin de la première vague du coronavirus n'est pas encore atteinte, selon ce qu'a déclaré le spécialiste dans le cadre d'une interview exclusive accordée à Métropole. On écoute Dr. Ernst.
L'expérience Covid l'a montré. Le premier pays qui était réouvert, c'est la Chine, et il était en deuxième vague rapidement. Il était obligé à un moment donné de refermer un roi qui était premier côté satellite. Et ces derniers jours, nous rendons compte que Pékin vient en deuxième vague et il est obligé de confiner. Ça veut dire que ça, c'est que pratiquement, risque, une deuxième vague a toujours existé les ils ont fait des confinements ou bien les ils auraient ouvert le pays. Qu'on y a risque qui gagne particulièrement pour nous-mêmes haïtiens. Puis fort avion qui sont en Haïti gagne débarquer dans une plaque tournante sur l'aéroport international Miami et semaine ça même Miami a vivre pratiquement une deuxième vague qui est beaucoup plus importante que celle des gains de cela de mois. Donc ce qui laisse supposer que en pile monde qui rentre en Haïti, il y a bien pour passer par Miami. En pile monde qui sort d'Haïti qui pourra passer par Miami avant de atteindre la destination finale. Ça veut dire qu'on y a qui mesure accompagnatrice au niveau Haïti que y apprend et au niveau États-Unis que y apprend tout qui pour empêcher transmission en fait. Mais on bagaille qui clair je dis, quel que soit technique pour utiliser, je connais bien. Il y a un monde qui fait un PCR qui est complètement asymptomatique, qui n'a pas de maladie, même s'il fait avant, dans 75 à 80% de chance, monde ça PCR là négatif.
Ça PCR là, docteur Noël.
PCR là, c'est test diagnostic que vous faites pour dire est-ce que monde a gagné j'aime le virus Covid là, dans l'ennemi, parce que c'est là qu'on fait pour mais moi, je dis encore, il y a un monde qui est complètement asymptomatique, ça veut dire qu'il n'y a pas la fièvre, qu'il n'y a pas de tout, qu'il n'y a pas de rien, et que dans 75 à 80%, dans des cas, il a fait un PCR pour les capables négatifs. Donc, ça va vous dire que dans 2-3 jours, que le monde n'a pas la développer maladie. Et PCR là, c'est particulièrement un test diagnostique, mais il ne pas permettre de faire une véritable prédiction. Par contre, dans le choix qu'a fait, dans la mesure accompagnatrice, si vous avez une possibilité de faire, ça ne va pas le choix un test qui combine, qui gagne antigène et qui permet de jouer un anticorps. Ça veut dire qui ça? Ça veut dire que monde qui pas gagne antigène, ça veut dire que le virus n'a pas multiplié encore la caille. Et s'il gagne anticorps, particulièrement anticorps anti-IgG, ça veut dire que l'est immunisé, non seulement il n'a pas de capacité pour transporter maladie, mais il n'a pas de capacité tout pour une maladie. Parce que lui-même, il a anticorps pour empêcher que mais j'aime multiplier la qualité.
C'est le scientifique qui est là pour plancher sur ce dossier coronavirus là, selon certaines informations, va aller dans le même sens avec le gouvernement pour la réouverture du pays. Je pense que c'est trop tôt.
Aucun doit aller beaucoup plus tôt, mais il y a des mesures qui accompagnent et aucun moyen pour appliquer les mesures qui fait que ou maîtriser Sandakadi et faire néfaste que pour réouverture ça. Tout comme si vous pas maîtriser et faire néfaste ça et que vous allez en catastrophe. Commission scientifique la des données en même temps et il y a un rapport direct avec le gouvernement. Moi-même j'ai penché vers le comité scientifique là plutôt parce que pour moi-même première vague la pas fini passer.
Tu as besoin de la force canadienne.
Voilà donc pour l'explication du docteur Ernst Noël, qui est spécialiste en maladies infectieuses, qui a accordé des interviews à notre collaborateur Jean-Jules Desauguste sur cette décision des autorités de rouvrir l'aéroport international de Saint-Louverture. Donc, les risques sont toujours là, mais si la décision devait être maintenue, le spécialiste prône l'adoption de mesures strictes pour éviter une deuxième vague de Covid en Haïti. Et là, on parle de nouveau centre de prise en charge des malades atteints de coronavirus qui est désormais opérationnel dans l'espace du centre olympique de Canaan, disposant de 150 lits répartis dans 2 bâtiments et d'un équipement flambant neuf. Ce centre accueillera, sur demande, les patients souffrant de symptômes légers ou modérés. Ce centre de prise en charge de niveau 1 desservira notamment les communautés de Canaan, Titan 1 et de Bon Repos. Rodolphe Pierre-Louis a pu faire un tour à ce centre de prise en charge. Son reportage.
Et puis, pas seulement l'administration, parce que si vous passez qui viennent en privé, qui accompagnent les véhicules là, fait tout trajet ça, dans moto arrivé là, et puis personnel médical là, qui est rejoindre, qui est capable de recevoir le triage. Quand nous est là, c'est on pense le triage.
Créé en 2014 à l'angle de la route 9 et de la nationale numéro 1, le premier centre national olympique haïtien, conçu dans l'idée de démocratiser le sport, accueille désormais des malades du coronavirus comme annoncé par les deux coprésidents du comité multisectoriel le 2 juin dernier.
Un patient qui vient pour positiver à ce moment-là, a déjà admis que un patient qui vient pour aucun test, c'est le symptôme maladie à présenter. À ce moment-là, il va compris pour voir si effectivement c'est la COVID qui est, si c'est une COVID à ce moment-là, il va pas.
Deux bâtiments spacieux et climatisés sont aménagés pour les patients, explique l'un des responsables du centre.
Dans le bâtiment A, nous avons une capacité de 50 environ pour y recevoir patient qui vient qui est avec test positif directement, et bâtiment BA, c'est des patients qui spécifiquement peuvent passer au niveau de triage. À ce moment-là, on va mettre une meilleure prise en charge que carrément nécessite.
Bien équipé et comptant plus de 150 lits, ce nouveau centre en reçoit déjà un malade à soins intensifs, poursuit-il.
88 spécifiquement personnel qui là, de médecins, d'auxiliaires et d'infirmières, donc nous avons à peu près une trentaine de médecins, nous avons un interniste qui est avec nous, disponible, nous avons un pédiatre, médecin qui fait médecine familiale, nous avons auxiliaires infirmières, nous avons plus d'une quarantaine.
Le centre dessert les communautés de Canaan, d'Italiens, Pompopo, entre autres. Toutefois, tout dépend de la gravité des cas. Ici, seules des prises en charge de niveau 1 sont assurées, rappelle le docteur.
Donc, il y a un monde qui a besoin plus de soins que cas nécessité, qui a besoin d'assistance, ventilation et autres. À ce moment-là, on a préféré dans le niveau 2, pas trop loin.
Le matériel médical et les équipements sont flambant neufs et proviennent, à n'en pas douter, des récentes livraisons reçues par l'État haïtien. Des livraisons qui vont permettre d'implanter de nouveaux centres à travers le pays, annonce Nathan Zéphirin, coordonnateur des opérations au niveau de la cellule de crise.
Cette semaine, nous gagnons 4 équipes pour faire FIDES, NIP, Sud et Grandance pour continuer le travail, sans travail de mise en place des sites, mais avec l'augmentation du nombre de caillots, nous sommes obligés d'augmenter le nombre de personnels, nous faisons recrutement de personnel additionnel et formation du personnel.
L'hôpital Saint-Luc, l'hôpital universitaire de Mirebalais et maintenant le centre olympique, le nombre de centres de prise en charge des malades du coronavirus ne cesse d'augmenter. Toutefois, on peut s'interroger sur les raisons qui ont amené les responsables à choisir d'implanter cette infrastructure dans une zone si peu accessible. Autre question, pourquoi? Alors que le coronavirus a déjà franchi la barre des 5000 cas, ce centre de prise en charge de niveau 1 n'est opérationnel que depuis 2 semaines.
Merci Rodolphe. Pierre-Louis. Entre-temps, on attend le centre spécialisé pour les personnes asymptomatiques annoncé ou encore promis par le directeur sanitaire de l'Ouest, Dr Benesh Martial. On en parle sur les réseaux sociaux, ça court aussi dans la presse. Il existe aujourd'hui, on a entendu, entre deux journalistes. On parle d'un journaliste de Radio Caraïbe et l'autre est à Méga. Et c'est par rapport à une déclaration. L'Office de protection du citoyen est saisi d'une plainte contre Eudes Lajoie. Dans une correspondance adressée ce mardi au directeur général du SMCRS, le protecteur maître Renan Edouville l'informe que le journaliste Emmanuel Jean-François, présentateur de l'émission Matin Caraïbe, est à l'origine de cette action. Selon cette correspondance, le journaliste reproche à Eudes Lajoie de l'avoir accusé de tenter de lui extorquer 3 millions de gourdes. Accusation relayée par au moins une station de radio de la capitale qui a causé de graves préjudices professionnels à Emmanuel Jean-François. En conséquence, l'OPC invite Eudes Lajoie à donner des preuves de ces accusations ou à rectifier le tir en apportant un démenti formel à ces déclarations. Dans le même temps, le ministère de la Culture et de la Communication intervient également dans ce dossier. Dans une note, le ministre Pradel Henriquez prône un traitement à l'amiable dans ce dossier impliquant un certain sens de la pondération chez les concernés. Là, on parle de 3 concernés. D'abord, Emmanuel Jean-François de Radio Caraïbe. Ensuite, Salomon Sémé de Radio Oméga, mais aussi Eudes Lajoie. Et là, le ministère de la Culture prend position entre les journalistes, bien sûr, et souhaite qu'il y ait un traitement à l'amiable. Mais, entre-temps, Emmanuel Jean-François a déposé plainte contre Eudes Lajoie, qu'il a accusé sur l'antenne de la radio micro de Salomon Sémé d'avoir essayé de lui extorquer 3 millions de gourdes. Donc c'est un dossier à suivre en attendant une résolution à l'amiable entre les deux journalistes. Il faut souligner que Emmanuel Jean-François a aussi porté plainte contre le journaliste de Radio Méga. Et c'est en ce sens que le ministère de la Culture invite les deux concernés à essayer de trouver une entente à l'amiable. Entre-temps, l'Office de protection du citoyen demande à eux de la joie, celui qui a lancé tout ça, d'apporter les preuves concrètes que Emmanuel Jean-François, journaliste de Matin Caraïbe, très acide ces derniers temps, que vraiment ce journaliste avait essayé de lui extorquer 3 millions de gourdes. L'international tout de suite.
Informations nationales et internationales sur Métropole.
Un séisme de magnitude 7,5 sur l'échelle de Richter a secoué ce mardi matin le sud du Mexique, selon le service sismologique national, suivi d'une alerte au tsunami en Amérique centrale. L'épicentre de ce séisme, dont on ignore encore s'il a fait des victimes, est situé dans la localité côtière dans l'état de Oaxaca, sur la façade pacifique, a précisé l'Institut. Il a été ressenti dans plusieurs quartiers de la capitale Mexico. Une alerte au tsunami a été déclenchée en Amérique centrale à secousse selon un institut sismologique américain. Par la sirène qui a retenti à Mexico sont immédiatement descendus dans la rue. Ce tremblement de terre intervient en pleine crise de Covid-19. Nombreux étaient donc les habitants de Mexico qui n'avaient pas eu le temps de revêtir un masque en sortant précipitamment de chez eux. Nous n'avons pour l'instant aucune information concernant l'éventuel dégât, a indiqué le responsable de la protection civile au Mexique, qui s'est donc entretenu avec le président Andrés Manuel López Obrador, selon un journal de ce pays. Le dernier tremblement de terre important au Mexique remonte à septembre 2017. Il avait secoué Mexico et les États proches de Morelos et Puebla, où se trouvait l'épicentre, faisant 370 morts. Aux États-Unis, Donald Trump, qui a juré ce mardi qu'il n'allait pas tolérer de zone autonome à Washington au lendemain d'une tentative d'installation d'un campement de tentes près de la Maison-Blanche. Dans la matinée, de nombreux agents en tenue anti-émeute étaient déployés dans les rues de la capitale des États-Unis et les alentours de la Maison-Blanche étaient totalement fermés par des cordons de police. Pourquoi? La veille, quelques manifestants avaient tenté d'ériger un campement aux abords de la présidence sur le modèle de la zone sans police créée à Seattle dans le cadre de la mobilisation contre les violences policières et le racisme. Ils avaient notamment tagué zone autonome de la Maison Noire sur l'église Saint-John épiscopale, mais la police avait rapidement dispersé le petit groupe. Dans une action distincte, des manifestants avaient tenté de mettre à terre une statue située devant la Maison-Blanche de l'ancien président Andrew Jackson qui soutenait l'esclavage. Là encore, la police est intervenue.
There's a wonderful view of me. Oh, okay. Show me the fucking URL again, because I'm fucking stupid and I don't seem to think I. Why some websites load on this and not that, some load on that and not this, and I'm not talking about not coding. Point where it's not fucking just saying, no, you got the wrong website. What the fuck? Your connection is so unstable that, right, pinging the fuck out of the router, and then I don't get the thing from YouTube to tell me I'm still online. So the fucking web page shows me that. Is that what it is? I think. Oh, I forgot to press play on this.
Driving my motivation, no tolerance, running short of patience. Skip gold, do not collect.
Really? I pressed it once and it started to play and then it just ceased to play. Right, that's fucking hilarious. Now it won't make the other one play again. I'm not using any player. That's I'm not using any fucking JavaScript based player. That's oh, for fuck's sakes.
We all win it big.
The connections on stage is fucking bullshit. Bullshit.
Till I get to stumbling, start losing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Gang like records, gang like records, I'm on this best. Yeah. Hunger driving my motivation, no tolerance, running short of patience. Skip gold and not collect money. That's the shit that got me dreaming robberies. When pops left it with the block that fathered me. Got a problem, load the weapon, that's how you solve it, that's what it taught to me. And it's how your face starting to bother me. Put me in the direction where the bottom be. Is it just how it's born to be? Some come to this world with diamonds and pearls, some come to poverty. With no one that teach us right and wrong, how could you say that we wrong? This is all we know, so gotta be right. Or maybe it's left, but it's all we got left. Not the dog until my last breath. Truly, peace of love to the ones that knew me. You fuck the rest, I mean it. And she know, when I walk up this door, it might be for the last time. They say the stars burn the brightest right before they die. That's why I tell her I love her just in case today's my day to shine. Mother, forgive me for I sin, and I feel I probably sin again. Tell me whose blood is this on my hands, cause I can't remember. And when my night go, I let it stay in the room.
All my thugs, pump drugs, dump slugs, grave dug. Nah, you ain't one of us. If you want it, better be ready to kill for it. If you want it, better be ready to kill for it. All my thugs, pump drugs, dump slugs, grave dug. Nah, you ain't one of us. If you want it, better be ready to die for it. If you want it, better be ready to die for it.
That early morning hustler shit. Cocaine in the pot, stir it till it's thick. Throw some ice in the mix and shock it. That's how you rock that shit. Now here comes the magic trick. Abracadabra, bitch. The stone disappears quick as your baby mama's welfare check. This the life, yeah, fuck you pay me. I brought the bitch with me just to show you I ain't playing. All the goons in this motherfucker know what I'm saying. Bet the streets gon' feel me. Know these cops don't wanna kill me or confine me. But first you gotta find me, so come find me. You bitch ass, punk ass cop. Y'all can kiss on my cock. This is something that you'll never stop. They be bumping these tracks even after I'm locked, even after my heart stops. I'm here to teach the next generation to say fuck the cops. Same way I was taught, yeah, same way I was taught. Yeah, fuck the cops, fuck the cops.
All my thugs, pump drugs, dump slugs, grave dug. Nah, you ain't on the bus. If you want it, better be ready to kill for it. If you want it, better be ready to kill for it. All my thugs, pump drugs, dump slugs, grave dug. Nah, you ain't one of us. If you want it, better be ready to die for it. If you want it, better be ready to die for it.
Region are finally ready to enter that next phase of the COVID-19. Your significant other doesn't need to cut your hair anymore, and you don't have to set up a fake neon light on your back porch to enjoy that patio experience. Now, outdoor swimming pools and splash pads will also be reopening, and of course, the limit on weddings and funerals has now expanded both indoors and outdoors. Now, several shopping malls will be reopening, mostly for in-store services. You'll have to check your favorite mall just to see which stores are offering that and which ones are still limited to curbside pickup. And of course, many bars and restaurants will be reopening their patios all across the city, and more than 24 of them will be. That includes the Caledonian out in the West End, Marvin on Wellington, 5 doors north in the city's north end, and Hemingway's Bar, which actually will be opening up its patio at 12:01 tomorrow morning. Now, they are recommending, of course, that you make a reservation, because as it will be the only patio open at that time here in the 416, it's going to be rather busy. You're encouraged to wash your hands often, of course, keep your distance from other groups when you're on that patio,
And if you are not feeling
yes,
well,
let's all go to the same bathroom over and over.
Reporting live, Asher Ross, 680 News.
No etiquette
The spot for
whatsoever.
GTA day trippers now off limits. The mayor of South Bruce Peninsula says the municipality has shut down Summer Beach. 680's Phil Martino joins us live with the reason why. Phil.
Tell them why.
Well, James, the mayor, Janice Jackson, says they had opened Summer Beach in a phased approach with a walk-through-only restriction, but this past weekend, it turned into a free-for-all.
So we had about 10,000 people on the beach, and they were in huge numbers, far exceeding the 10 amount that the premier had set out. They were breaking all of our regular beach bylaws, drinking and barbecuing and tents all over the place.
Dozens of tickets were issued, and according to Jackson, most of them were handed out to GTA residents.
So we were disappointed. It just didn't work out the way that we wanted, and we really had absolutely no choice but to close the beach down until we can get some extra OPP coverage. That's what we desperately need, is some police enforcement to help us get through this.
Jackson's message to GTA residents is, if you can't behave, her town can't host you. Plus, according to Jackson, her community has remained relatively COVID-19 free, and they want to keep it that way. Phil Martino, 680 News.
The Ministry of Education appointed supervisors made quick work of trying to address potential systemic discrimination today, confirming the Director of Education has been removed. Here's 680's Caitlin Lane.
The Teal District School Board has a long history of complaints about discrimination. Education Minister Stephen Lecce says there were serious allegations brought against the board last fall involving anti-black racism, Islamophobia,
There's an entrenched white
anti-Semitism, and
supremacist
homophobia.
set in the
And they gave
police,
the board a
school
chance
board,
to get its
everything
act
like that.
together, but a report
There's more
from
brown and
appointed
black
lawyer
people in
Arlene
Chinese and
Higgins released
Southeast
last
Asian
week
and all
was
that. There
grim.
are white
Not
people. Yes,
enough
there
is
are.
being done. That these children
The
continue
white
to
people
be
that are out there,
victimized
just a bunch
within
of
their
inbreeds
schools.
from the
And
same
in this
line,
province,
same
in this
family.
country,
You
we're
trace them
proud
back
of
to
our
the
country's
family
lead to
compact and all
Canada Day,
that.
but we have to do better.
And Director Peter Joshua has now been asked. He also says he has confidence in the abilities of the appointed supervisor, Bruce Rodriguez, a former Toronto Catholic School Board director, to effect change. I'm Caitlin Lee.
Ford government has unveiled dramatic changes to the math curriculum for elementary school students.
If you're a parent or guardian, you may want to brush up on your coding. Students will learn computer and financial literacy
Why
starting
would
in grade
you
1,
have
as
to
well as
learn
going back
coding?
to the
Because
basics with an emphasis on addition, subtraction, and memorizing basic timetables.
I promised our kids would learn the fundamentals once
It's all
again,
going to be on your
so they
freaking
can succeed
iPad that the
in
government
today's world. Because the system we inherited was failing them. Half of our students were not meeting the provincial math standards. It was completely...
They don't know what half means, Mr. Ford.
Says there will also be no EQAO testing for grades 3 and 6 as students adjust, and that the new curriculum will start in September. NDP education critic Merritt Stiles says that's too soon.
With everything that everybody's already been dealing with, and putting that on their plates for September just seems very irresponsible.
The full details of the curriculum can be found on 680news.com. I'm Cam Dorrit.
For the first time, Ontario is reporting someone under the age of 19 has died after being infected with COVID-19. Toronto Public Health says it was a girl under the age of 10 who was infected with the virus. Ontario's coroner's office is now investigating whether she died as a result of contracting the virus or from a separate health complication.
An hour ago, you told us it was not from COVID.
Cases. This also marks the first time since June 9th
Yeah,
that fewer than 20,000 people were tested.
You fucking
California is shattering its one-day
yes, was it a
record
black
for
kid?
cases.
Yes, it was I want to know.
5,000 new COVID-19 cases.
All you people get dropped dead, and my people be this flat.
Get your ass up out the floor,
Roll you up in the rugs and burn you with the fucking gas.
Fuck school up on the streets, don't need a GED, SL crack, what the working class sleeps. Live my life on the beat, no matter what I'ma eat. If I'm a bum for a plate, might as well make it the feast. I go hard till I'm in that box. A little baking soda mixed with cocaine, now the cooking rocks. Can't sleep too many jocks, I know they fearless me. Fuck them, let them watch. Satan's calling and we all on the clock. I have this dream, every night it's the same. I'm on the beach, run up and up to the... Tell me what does it mean? You can call it greed, I call it get mine by any means. Yeah, the KID, aka the sad man, putting to sleep like rockin' bye-bye, baby. Will the sun come up tomorrow? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, walking like a master, way to say. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, nothing good here, all he found was pain. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, walking like a master, way to say. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, nothing good here, all he found was pain. Yeah, the boy.
I was raised up west side, money motivated mind, fiends standing corners, holidays beyond the bumping grind. Do this all the time, every day, you know I gotta ride. Money be a girl, say goodbye, cause now the bitch is mine. It's just another day, probably living the devil's way like renegades. Big crazies on the end of it. Get on your knees and pray like you're about to meet the Lord today. Slowly starting to fade, long slipping into an unconscious state. You don't want that faith, living life in the hood, it's rolled the sword, just on your folder. The paper I used for my push, time to roll up. So hi-hat core never showed up or what? So look at fucking get more bucks. With that handful of nigga like me, I might rob your whole family tree. Yeah. What that mean for a nigga like me? I might rob your whole family tree. Yeah.
Yeah, the boy done lost his way, walking like a master, way to say. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, nothing good here, all he found was pain. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, walking like a master, way to say. Yeah, the boy done lost his way, nothing good here, all he found was pain. Yeah, the boy.
Hard to my number call, trust me dog. You ain't prepared to do what I'm prepared to do. Work the car, the artillery I got, cause you have to the chainsaw. Ready to tack, man down. Listen, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Murder in the first degree, homicide in the crib, harassment. She just jammed the needle in her arm that she can't speak. It's a cold world that we live in, take it from me. Yeah, in the end, everything I see and have seen is but a dream within a dream. Long days, cold nights, serving fees.
Time now that Twitter has slapped what it calls a public interest notice on one of Trump's tweets. This time, the U.S. president was warning protesters in Washington, D.C. that they would be met with quote, serious force if they established an autonomous zone near the White House. Twitter said that violated the company's guidelines about abusive behavior, and that it's decided to hide the tweet behind its public interest notice because it felt there was a threat of harm against an identifiable group. I'm Richard Southern. Shop, build, and price online. Pick a vehicle, and we'll send you a virtual video walk-around. Like what you see? We'll bring the test drive to you. Get door-to-door delivery service, wash, and process of any vehicle we sell. If you're in the market for a new car, check out applewoodauto.com now. That's applewoodauto.com.
Not the white glove service, absolutely.
We live the life that we live, motherfucker. It's the life that we live. It's the life that we live. It's the life that we live, motherfucker. It's the life that we live. It's the life that we live. It's the life that we live, motherfucker. That new shit that came out, revolution. You don't wanna fuck with this? I got homie on standby.
Really let it rip. I suggest you close your lips, stop bumping your gums before you hurt someone you love. No remorse for my gun, no regrets for these clips. Cross me and I'll take it bout shit. Got an M16, copied up the black market shit. Big guns, big clips, you don't want any part of this. I'm on that leave you retarded shit. We ain't shit, not giving a fuck who started this. Try me, see how far you get. 4 goons in a stolen whip. Rope front, fuck your whole day up. Fucking clown, should've paid up. Not a great nigga putting in work. Covering your coffin in dirt. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, he got what he deserved. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. This the life that we live, this the life that we live, this the life that we live, motherfucker. There ain't no peace, all I see is violence in the streets. Junkies in the alleyway, homie broke us by any means. Random robberies just to feed. Of course, you have some action, what it's like to be me. It's just the nature of the beast. No warning, we just sink our teeth.
Oh, if there's only 2, I don't get to scroll.
The guns off, hit his start. He played until he passed on. A grown man cried like a hoe. What a sad song. All my soldiers, put your flags on. We gon' bang to this song. I keep the strap like an ace in the hat. Yeah, I'd rather get caught with it than with all where I'm at. Got no time for rats. Tell broken nigga kiss her ass. We don't talk to police, got no respect for the bad. That's why I keep the gun in mass right next to the staff. You can't play me. It's the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. It's the nature of the beast. Say you can't play me. It's the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. Say you can't play me. Nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Say the nature of the beast. Say you can't play me. Nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Yeah, the nature of the beast.
I'm jumping on deck with my hand on my check. Disrespect, but mama, get your face in your lap. You claiming you hardcore, but doing bass in the trap. I'm loading my gun up, and where the fuck boys at? It's murder, homie. Don't talk shit, get your burner, homie. Chrome on me, and I'm down for it. Had my cousin on tape. Cutting the cop up with a 30 razor blade. These days are crazy, motherfuckers stay getting paid. Fuck with the boss, over your homework is great. I'm hanging with real killers and slanging with drug dealers. My city's a melting pot, controlled by the devil's plot. Don't care if you ready or not, you dead on the block. We step ahead of the cop. G's up, hoes down, no joking around. Catch you smoking a pound in your hood, holding it down. Killer King, holding the crown.
You can't play me. It's the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. It's the nature of the beast. Say you can't play me. It's the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. Say you can't play me. Nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Say the nature of the beast. Say you can't play me. Nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Yeah, the nature of the beast.
You ain't gangster. All you do is talk. You some pet up waster. Stuck up in the vest. You get checked up. Waster. Penetration score with my blades up. Banks start to when you stay blind. Keep your fucking flags and your chains up. Danger. Creeping in the average. You ain't wrong. Touch sweats. They get wet from the get raised up. Aim up at your point. Then we spice up. Raised up. In the gut, the legs will be laced up. Slant drums. Ain't no other way. Homie can't go. Bank up. Boy, till it dawn for a gangster. Text one. Big same day. Then I can't cut straight thumb. We can say quits with the brains nuts. Place pop up and fucking with the Mary J. Slut. Make what's all but the block will be back up. March cause we gangsters. Ball and you back up.
You can't play me. Say you can't play me.
Considered non-infectious, and so we actually don't recommend that you get tested. If you get sick again, then you can consider getting tested. But even in that situation, there are lots of other viruses that can give you those kind of symptoms, and so the reinfection we're not sure of in the short term. We don't know long term. Like 6 months, 1 year later, we don't know if the immunity is going to last. Right. But at least in the short term, that much seems to be clearer.
You can find the full Q&A session on our website, 680news.com. And if you have a question, you can send us a direct message on Instagram or call the 680 News listener line at 416-872-6800. Hilchad Berman, 680 News.
For another day, protesters were rallying at an intersection in Mississauga where a man with schizophrenia died during a wellness check by police.
The family of Ijaz Chaudhry is angry and they want answers as to why the 62-year-old man who they say suffered from schizophrenia was shot and killed by
somebody would have called him down and the cops would have never got called.
The non-emergency number for help.
Yeah, non-emergency number. Well, then what good did that do?
They want answers, and they want answers quickly to what happened. And while I wish I had those answers for them right here and right now, the SIU is handling the case and must be the ones who will speak to the details.
She's urging the SIU to finish its investigation quickly and provide those answers. Meantime, she's promising reforms to policing and the way mental health issues are handled.
We need to put public health at the center of these conversations. You have my commitment that as mayor and as a member of the Police Services Board, we will be going through the police budget and looking how policing can be done differently.
A GoFundMe has been set up to support Chaudhry's family. I'm Momin Qureshi.
Canada's chief public health officer confirms federal officials are looking at some alternative arrangements to quarantine rules should Toronto, Edmonton, or Vancouver become a hub city for a restart of the NHL.
It's got a hotel built into it. It's got the sky boxes, so that even the government inspectors could come audit and not have to mingle with you motherfuckers. All the entrances in and out of these 20-foot wide fucking ramps. Can't go near anybody.
The concept of co-hosting.
They're on leaf blowers. They're on leaf blowers inside to clean up the garbage. That's how fucking big it is inside.
To remain together and, of course, pose no risk to themselves or the surrounding population. So that's the concept.
She notes there are also testing requirements, and local and provincial health officials have to approve any plan for any sports league to restart play.
680 News Time, 721.
Traffic weather together on the One Scout.
This report brought to you by 407 ETR. We've still got this collision investigation closing Highway 9 in both directions between the 400 and Keele. And it's ongoing. It'll likely still be quite a while before they reopen this stretch of road. So Highway 9 is closed here. And also Jane is closed from Kettleby Road up to Highway 9 as part of this collision. As when you get to Highway 9, you would have just had to turn around with this closure of 9. So they've just closed Jane at Kettleby to stop that from happening. We're also dealing with ramp closures off the 400. So the north and southbound 400 ramps to Highway 9 have been shut down as well while this collision investigation takes place. And again, it'll still be quite a while. So plan your alternates even if you're not heading out for an hour or two. We have, it looks like just construction coming in here and there on the rest of the highways. The only other problem is northbound 410 on the ramp to Courtney Park. 2 left lanes are still blocked near the end of the ramp with the gravel spill cleanup and the dump truck responsible sitting there as well. So not much of a delay on the ramp, but you will have to just hop onto those 2 left lanes to get around this cleanup. On city streets, Goreway and Morningstar, just heard about that protest here in Moulton. That intersection is still closed for ongoing protest activity, so you'll have to detour around that as well. In Mississauga, Dundas and Erin Mills reduced to a single lane for construction. There are still some minor delays in the area. 407 ETR is helping communities and hospitals with a $5.2 million donation to United Way and GTHA hospitals. Learn more at 407etr.com. Your next report at 7:31, and with the extended forecast, here's Natasha Rains.
I like to present it as the white
After a few
organized crime going after the black
this evening,
street
we are going to then dry things out. It looks like that humidity will
Posse's
be
going after
falling.
independence,
Goodbye.
that's
15
all.
degrees is the overnight low. Tomorrow it's going to feel a lot more comfortable. Lower humidity, 23 degrees, west wind up to 50 kilometers per hour. We'll have a mix of sun and cloud with a chance for showers to the north. Going to keep the city dry tomorrow. Thursday, partly cloudy and 25. Looks like downtown again may stay dry. We'll keep the risk of pop-up showers to the north of us. And then Friday, mainly sunny and 28 degrees. Humidity starts to climb a little bit. We'll have a humidex of 31. Overnight tonight, down to a low of 15 degrees. Downtown Toronto, partly cloudy and 21.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, under 5 hours to go, the reopening will include patios, pools, hair and beauty salons, indoor mall shopping, a few bars in the city. We'll even be pulling pints just after midnight. We're getting you set for day one of stage 2. This is City News.
Rogers is working with over 150 hospitals across Canada, extending Wi-Fi coverage and raising donations for frontline workers to ensure the most important connections can always be made.
And I'll huff and puff and I'll... She's sleeping, honey. Have a good shift.
Because that's how we'll move forward together. To help support our frontline workers, donate today at frontlinefund.ca.
We're here with you
Until regular life resumes and after.
giving you everything you need to know.
I don't want you talking.
Stay safe. This
You stay
is
home,
680
stay safe,
News.
motherfucker.
This is 680 News, little baseball news. Ontario's top doctor was asked if there's any way for the Blue Jays to train or play at Rogers Centre. Dr. David Williams says, well, they've received a proposal from the NHL about what they would do if they came to Canada. The MLB proposal doesn't have anything in it about traveling to our country.
So if there was some interest in that, we'd have to get a proposal from them to see how they would undertake the uniqueness of bringing the team, and if they thought about bringing other teams up into here to play, how they would work with that up until such time as the federal government reduces or eliminates the
That's all the
quarantine
poor
law.
bastards who got nothing to live for but sports, and they're taking up new
The
hobbies
Major League
now.
Baseball Players
I
Union
don't
signed
know,
off today
some
on a
shit.
60-game schedule that will begin late in July. The city of Toronto has announced nearly $5 million for vulnerable communities impacted by COVID. Here's Mayor Tory.
So we have, for example, Black community, LGBTQ2S plus organizations, Indigenous organizations, and Asian organizations, just to name a few.
You guys fucking retarded. You don't understand how to use your own
Food
language.
security, mental health supports.
Let's use their
and
language.
things like
Rephrase it how they
to
can understand it,
people
and you
they
still
know
fuck
best.
it up.
The money comes from a relief fund made up of provincial money and donations. It's Richie's Business next. This is 680 News.
Doctors are good people and only want what's good for their patients. So if they say you can't work, I believe them, and so should your long-term disability insurer. My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your long-term disability claim has been denied, call me 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, we only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
Get hooked on Bolt Plus. Bolt Plus is your fastener special, plus so much more. Check out their massive showroom filled with an extensive inventory of industrial and safety supplies, such as abrasives, adhesives, and lubricants, anchors, storage bins, paints and coatings, cutting tools, chain hooks, and wire rope, plus a huge stock of DeWalt and Milwaukee power tools. Let their knowledgeable staff source your hard-to-find items. Bolt Plus, proudly Canadian owned and operated. Many locations to serve you. Visit boltplus.ca.
News on 726.
This is Richard Sutton.
Good evening. The world's newly crowned fastest computer is being put to work to fight the coronavirus. It's in Japan. It's a supercomputer, and it just claimed the title as the world's fastest. It's capable of carrying out 415 quadrillion computations per second. It fills the entire
So how'd you time that?
in Japan, and it was developed over 6 years by Japanese technology firm Fujitsu. It's been put to work fighting the coronavirus, simulating how droplets would spread in office spaces with partitions installed. When this is fully operational next year, experts will put the machine to work trying to develop effective treatments for the virus. Sticking with tech, Amazon says its carbon footprint rose 15% last year, even as it launched initiatives to reduce the harm on the environment. The online shipping guide says it emitted 51.7 million metric tons of carbon dioxide last year, the equivalent of 13 coal-fired power plants running non-stop for a year. Speaking of technology, the stocks have been red hot. We saw the NASDAQ yet again today close at an all-time high, up another 74 points to 10,131. Greg Taylor, Chief Investment Officer of Purpose Investments, is here. Greg, technology, the place to be right now.
They're definitely business models that are able to weather the storm and actually to thrive. And that's where you're getting people just throwing money at these stocks. Now, on the other hand, the valuations are still a little silly in some of these names, and you're getting a lot of people making comments to, is this another .com boom? But really, they're much better companies than they were at that point in time.
Elsewhere, Dow today was up 131 points, 26,156. S&P managing 13 points of a gain. And the TSX was up 47 points at 15,564. Canadian dollar at 73.77 cents US. This is 680 News. Northwood mortgage people work harder to find solutions just for you. For example, Northwood regularly helps families use the equity in their home to pay off their debt and live more easily. Taking the pressure off is what they do, because at Northwood, a solution that's customized for you. It's true. Northwood people work harder for you. Visit NorthwoodMortgage.com.
I need 2 of these every time I call. One every 6 months, like it says. That was for 6 months.
God don't care, this is how it is. Say you can pray, God ain't listening. God don't care, this is how it is. Say you can pray, God ain't listening. Laying there with her eyes open, having pipe dreams. Spent 4 days now, she still can't sleep. She has trouble sitting still, so she paces around the room. She's praying that I get this through. Tears in her eyes when she stares at an empty spoon. She's got a baby in the womb. He's on survival, so she left the needle to solve the problem. Yeah, she let the baby all grown up. Yeah, she all grown up. And she hate the world. And the life ain't fair. God don't care. This is how it is. It's a cold world we live in. Ain't no
nervous system is collapsing. The best doctors in Canada don't know what's wrong with it.
I ain't copying you nothing.
I'm not sure what you said. I did not let go or see myself let go of that.
Say you can pray, God ain't listening. God don't care, this is how it is. Say you can pray, God ain't listening.
Cause I'm about my paper, dog, it's all good. When I roll up, my glow up, cocky like Rocky Balboa. Product of the devil gon' blow up, stacking higher than the Twin Towers. Blow up on the scene like the fucking 2 towers. All I want in life is a fucking money shower. So what I cop a month is a brick coat power. My eyes low faded, smart got rated. Guap never get got from a pig made it. Laughing at you suckers, it's all smooth sailing. Patron in my cup in the cut where a motherfucker toasted. Puff another blunt to be toasted. If a motherfucker head, then we rolling. So much money, so much riches. All my life I've been thug living. Back to first to brick, and then it's all. Tell my baby mama I ain't never coming home. So much money, so much bitches. All my life I've been straight living. Back to first to brick, and then it's all. So I'm in the beats, I I ain't never coming home. Boys in the hood, got toys in the hood. House party bumps make noise in the hood. When I think back, dollar sign, blink that. Fuck a bitch with a fat ass, I'm the master. Sitting in the cell, probably play canasta. Living in the hell, but my seed not a bastard. Homie, keep it gangster, lane up the faster. Product to the devil, bass be the crack and the coke be the treble. Personifying everything, and I don't give a fuck if you don't understand. I'm on another level. You can't tell me nothing, but try and tell me something. Why the fuck you hitting when I'm rolling by something? Probably cause I'm doing big things and you frontin'. Cheers to my haters, cheers to my dogs. Life up a gangster, playing till I fall. Trying to stay on top till I'm motherfucking fall. So much money, so much riches. All my life I've been thug living. Got the verse to brick, and then it's all. Tell my baby mama I ain't never coming home. So much money, so much bitches. All my life I've been straight living. Back to verse to brick, and then it's all. Throw them in the beast, I ain't never coming home. Stole for a heater, now I pack a heater. Money coming quicker than a motherfucking cheetah. Fresh to death, sipping the blood, sitting with a couple sexy senoritas. I'm a soldier, till my deceased on the boulder. Living and giving a fuck the weight of the world on my shoulder. Haven't ever had a harder clip, yeah, I got this shit. Got bitches on my job, I'm the cap on the shit. And this is how it is, it's how we do in the city. Witty wolf, if I was sheep, I don't feel no pity. Gotta feel a fucking kitty, ever see so what's nitty bitty kitty trying to make a fucking buck, go a time by a blizzy, grind for the grizzly, workers be busy, purple, so got my murky, I'm dizzy, faded, so I'm gon' get laid in the city, packing my heater in case I get so much money, so much riches, all my life I've been thug living, got to burst the brick, and then it's on, tell my baby mama I ain't never coming home, so much money, so much bitches, all my life I've been straight living, got to burst the brick, and then it's on, throw them in the beast, I ain't never coming home. Thug living, thug living, thug living.
Back in junior high, already had gang ties. Folks boom in the back lanes, pockets full of something to hide. Machete blade concealed, rest against my thigh. Knocking soul through my mama, I ain't scared to die. Black flat on my face, throwing up gang signs. Can't forget these cops kill my uncle Lance. And they wonder why my auntie said my cousin never had a chance. I just stick with the scars, stick my arms to the bars, so reach for God. I roll my week pages, I rip from the Bible. I'm a sinner, all I know is survival. Keep 6 bars to 5-0. Jack me nigga, Jack me quick. Jack 50, give me your shit before I light them up like a candlestick. Got some killers on my team, they ain't even 18. Day and night, pulling triggers, serving beans. Like I don't give a fuck. One time when I lock me up. Go hard till I'm dead and gone. Go hard till I'm dead and gone. Live life like I don't give a fuck. One time when I lock me up. Go hard till I'm dead and gone. Go hard till I'm dead and gone. I've been living life like this since a little kid. Could've made a movie off all the shit I did. Count so much money, turn your fingers black. Chef so good, I'm making extra weight back. Puffing on the weed, sipping on the Alizé, sleeping in the limousine. Yeah, it's just another day. Mama, don't pray for me, cause I'ma be okay. I live to die by the blade. Only feel alive when I'm staring death in the face. I'm holding a loaded 9, alone in the dark. Just me and my thoughts, contemplating homicide. Trust when the sun goes down, we ride. Respect to my dog, thugging on the front line. No choice, either his life or mine. And I ain't dying today. Rather pull the trigger back and watch the soul fly away. Watch the soul fly away, bye-bye. Live life like I don't give a fuck. One time when I lock me up. Go hard till I'm dead and gone. Go hard till I'm dead and gone. Live life like I don't give a fuck. One time when I lock me up. Go hard till I'm dead.
Something fucking work or not work. seriously? I really don't want to play this on my fucking channel.
I don't know how to deal with the pain. I close my eyes and try to wish it away. When I open.
Thank you. I don't know why you picked that fucking song. I'm gonna delete that shit. I don't need that fucking song. I don't know if that thing sorts itself out.
I'll be posted at the bar, looking like a star. I saw these what you sipping coming all night long. Pocket full of money, so I need to listen to it. If got a problem, put them in my plan. Gangsta, gangsta,
You jack boy, you can your back boy, snap you up and leave your body laying in the back boy. Yeah, I came a long way, yeah, you know they gotta hate, cause I'm moving a lot of weight. Just got a new connect, another shit we keep it today. I guess we gotta put it on the line, till my heart flat line.
Fucking kidding, there's just nothing worse than
What you sipping on? Really, I don't give a fuck. I just wanna fuck. Quit playing games, bitch. I know you a slut. Here's the gang like cause what you know about that shit. It's better guys organized. Black flags on the rise. Fuck the other side. I'm a ride. No remorse for you children while they cry.
What you talking, right? You're serious, Marty. What do you want me to hear in this track? That's a message, Brandon. Seriously, who are you gonna fucking threaten with our own fucking Sometimes the song is just a song, right? The song is just a song, right? I know the drug talkers are all posted in the bar. I know. What message are you trying to send me?
Block to block, they talking that gang slang. Run the city so they know that I got it strapped. All day, every day, from dressed to black. North side, west side, infested with crack. I don't do it, I just do it, I'm pushing the bag. Johnny Cage in this bitch, I be swinging the bowl. Work pill, bro, let's bring in the dough. Murder one, I've done it before. Blindfold, the case cold. Upper take hold, I got the near road. In the condo, in Toronto, and I know some real killers in Chicago. Back it up and bring it down by the cargo. Got a bad bitch, she let it deep though. Fuck with me, ho, I let the streets know. Every day in the morning, I swear to God, cut his head off, then I took the body. Ride off, hang out at the gangsta party. Sipping on Patron, smoking on some drone. Keep it down low, never talk on the phone. Real pussy nigga.
The phone is for saying either you're coming or you're not coming. That's what the phone is for.
All I see is the same thing. Guns go off, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. All I hear is the same thing. Block to block, they talking that gang slang. All I see is the same thing. Guns go off, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. All I hear is the same thing. Block to block, they talking that gang slang.
Who the fuck you with said to clay? If you ain't with me, then I'm taking the chase. Simple and plain. You see around here with the cutthroats. Modern pirates and peace amongst the violence. Yeah, I'm in the sleep through the gunshots and sirens. When I dream of dreams of retiring, you can see the fire in my eyes. Probably born from the where I live, so I'm getting high. So I'm sipping liquor. That's why I'm on a mission to get richer. Better make it worthwhile while you live it. I can stay up on the ground as I move to the crowd. So much coke last night, probably made basketball crowd. So much on my dead homies, I'm still holding it down. Black flags up, red flags down. You better cut your shit when the PK riders around.
All I see is the same thing. Guns
So everything works except.
all I hear is the same thing. Block to block, they talking that gang slang. All I see is the same thing. Guns go off, shoot 'em up, bang, bang.
What the fuck?